Good day, everyone. Yeah, sorry we're missing the regular Canadian spider. Hurrah! Actually, here I'll do it. Hurrah! Hurrah! Yeah. Anyway, Canadian Spider-Man will be with us in a few minutes. Yeah. I just wanted to say that I saw Deadpool 3. As far as I'm concerned, that's pretty much what it is. I don't care. I don't care. You pull. You tow Hugh Jackman in, fine. And like. Right, but it's still Deadpool 3, however you slice it. And I'm just gonna say that I'm not trying to. I look. Everybody's gonna. I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody's gonna love this movie. Hooray! Yeah. Go ahead. I don't want to shit on your enjoyment of the movie. And you love it. Fine, right on. But me personally, and especially from a writer's perspective, it was a paper thin plot driven by pointless 2 hours of pointless cameos. And it's like, here's the reason why I realized, maybe just because I'm a writer or something, I don't know. But the first thing I noticed was that I was laughing when everybody, the whole theater's silent. I'm just kind of, and then all of a sudden, like the whole theater erupts with laughter, and I'm like, I'm still kind of like, I'm waiting for the punchline, So I'm just, I promise you, no, guys, there's not going to be any spoilers. All I'm going to say, all I'm saying is what's in the. First of all, I've said nothing that we don't already know what's in the trailers, which is simply, cameos, and as I said, I saw a paper thin plot, and that was it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, guys. I don't want anybody. I know. Hey, Pleasant Valley PvP. How you doing? Herc 130. Hey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, right on. But anyway, no. Look, everybody else is gonna love this movie. They're gonna love it. I know. Did you? Who saw that Simpsons movie where Homer got the I have a crayon in my brain? Yeah. Well, when Homer has the crayon removed from his brain. Yeah, and all of a sudden, like, Homer's a lot smarter than or he's at least average or slightly above average intelligence, right? Yeah, that was, well, I'd like to think that's more than me, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, I felt like Homer, and when Homer's in the movie theater, everybody else is watching, and I kind of, and then I'm just kind of like, what's so funny? I just kind of like, okay, and like, don't get me wrong, there were times that I'm just kind of, ha, but like that's the best it elicited from me, Oh no, I get you, PvP. Yeah, I'm like, trust me. Yeah, I kind of held on till about season 12, and then but even then, I was still kind of like loose hopes. I mean, if you look on YouTube, there's one called "The Rise and the Fall of Simpsons," and they kind of trace it down to. No, I'm sorry, PvP. I mean, look, I said everybody else is going to love it. I'll tell you right now, and most people will. That's fine. I said, but I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know from the trailers, which is just like a bunch of cameos. And as I said, what I myself as a writer call a paper thin plot. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what happens, who appears. I'm not saying I'm not telling you any of the damn cameos, no, or anything like that. I just, and I said, everybody else is gonna love it, and that's fine with me. I don't want to crap on your enjoyment of it. I'm just saying that me as a writer, I didn't see anything exciting about it. And as a side note, uh, I gave my thoughts on it to Script Doctor, and he said that he said he didn't think there was anything good about it either. That there was nothing worthwhile, nothing worth seeing. And yeah, but yeah. Yeah, early Simpsons are counterculture. Later, they went mainstream. Yeah, good point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, look, man. As I said, you're probably going to enjoy it. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good points in there, and like seeing Jackman and Reynolds together. That's probably the strongest point of the whole movie. It is. Well, for me. I mean, somebody else, like, hey, but everybody else, and as I said, a lot of times I'm just sitting there and just kind of like, meanwhile everybody else is like, yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. Hey, DJ Odyssey. Yeah. Hey, Stark of Iron, Eugene Bird. Yeah, Stark Tower 8. Hey, Lemon Pie. How you doing? Yeah. Herc 130 in. Yeah. Hey, Herc 130. Very, very good, Rod. Always a good time when you two get conversing. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Again, sorry, PvP, but at the same time, I'd like to think that, first of all, as I said, I'm not telling you anything that hasn't already been seen in the trailers. Secondly, I'm not naming what or who appears. I'm just saying there's a pile. There's like literally a truckload of pointless cameos, and I'm just kind of like that expression right here sums up my thoughts for the whole thing. Everybody else is going to love it. I know. Everybody else is, but no. And maybe it's just simply because going back to, like I said, when everybody else was laughing, and like I was, everybody else was laughing. But I mean, like, I wasn't. I'm like sitting there, I'm just kind of like, I mean, it just felt like a bunch of trained seals, like, or. And I'm just
hey, Rod.
Exactly. Hey, Spidey. Yeah, see, I just sat there and I'm just kind of like, everybody else is like sitting there laughing, and I'm just kind of like, and like, I'm like, I don't need to be told when to laugh, I mean, it's like a laugh track, which is the whole reason why I absolutely can't stand Big Bang Theory for the life of me. I'm like, oh, yeah, but yeah. Or Spidey, you busy, or are you running off, or are you just slightly sitting down?
I'm right here. I'm just saying hello to everyone in the chat, and hello, Richard Spake. Good to see you, and hello, Stark of Iron. Hello, PvP.
Hey, Lemon Pine, yeah.
No, PvP. No, don't. You're not a trained seal if you enjoy it. It's like people
that's
were laughing.
not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Yeah, exactly.
Rod is saying that there are dumb parts that if a person laughs, then yeah, you're a trained seal. If you laugh at the dumb parts like a moron, we're assuming you won't do that.
Thank you.
there are some pretty silly. Like, I'm sorry, the Dumb and Dumber. There was some toilet humor there that I was just. That's just like, if you're 6 years old, you'll laugh, sure, but I couldn't get into it, and yet I have friends that are otherwise intelligent that were laughing at it, and I was like, I don't understand.
It's still, yeah, I know, and like that's what turned me off about Dumb and Dumber. I slowly grew to appreciate it over time, but I mean, like, again, the toilet humor, and then like just simply kind of like, again, I mean, it's like the laugh track, and like, just kind of, I just.
But how was, I mean, how was the acting? Now, no spoilers, but how? I mean, the actors are fun. They have a lot of fun together, right? So at least that must have been fun.
That's the best part of the movie, is
Oh,
when
good. Excellent.
Reynolds and Jackman are like, are just having their little, and their verbal jokes back and forth, their verbal back and forths and all that. And like, no, that's like probably the best part of the movie. Hail, enter
Yeah,
derivative Joe.
yeah. There were some parts that were good, but parts of it, yeah, I agree. PvP. And hello, I just want to say hello to Richard Spake. I just heard
Hail,
you
Richard Spake. Hey, we just saw you. Yeah.
Tony's channel. Yeah. So and thank you for being over here, Tony, and fans of Tony and friends of
Yeah.
Tony. We appreciate the raid. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Look, again, I just want to clarify once more.
Send you the link here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to clarify again. Look, I'm not saying you're a trained seal if you sit there and laugh at anything like that. It just, Spidey just summed it up best. It's just there are some parts. Obviously, you're just kind of like, and just like, meanwhile, I mean, like, but for me, I'm just kind of like, at one point, critical thinking takes over, and you're just kind of like,
is it for kids? Would you take a 10-year-old to see it?
Yeah, and by the way, that's one other thing I wanted to point out, which I've actually brought up on Stark stream earlier, and that is that, okay, I counted 4 families, four mom and dad families that brought. One had as many as 4 kids, and all 4 of them, none of them were probably better than 8 years old.
Oh,
and yeah. And I was like, what? Even, and like, as somebody mentioned on the Stark stream, even Ryan Reynolds said, do not take your kids to see this movie. And I'm just kind of like,
but you said it was okay.
I'm just saying, well, I mean, like, it's an R-rated flick. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying what where or anything like that, or any extra details. Just simply that it's an R-rated flick for a reason.
Hey, Jen.
And yeah,
No, fantastic.
PvP. I can't do that. I'm like, that's going into spoiler territory. So I mean, you just finished telling me you didn't want me spoiling. So
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the trailers either.
I'm not even. No, and like, even the trailers give you enough to you're like, all right.
Eugene Seal. No, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
I said, look, it doesn't look for me. I'm a writer. I see this stuff. I'm like, I could write this shit twice as good, and like, no, I mean, like,
oh yeah, we
can. It's yeah, I mean, it's just basically, I'm just sitting there. I'm just kind of like, oh look, the plot thins,
Yeah. No,
look,
we can certainly critique movies we love. Star Wars. I mean, fans of Star Wars critiqued Star Wars and picked out the little, bit of inconsistency there. But it doesn't mean we don't love it. Absolutely. No, I'm thrilled that they put the Wolverine and Deadpool together, and I really like those actors together.
They are worth. That's the only thing worth seeing, in my eyes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, yeah. As I said, I mean, just like on Tony Stark stream. No, I kept it 100% spoiler free. Anything you've seen in the trailers is, but I mean, like, no, honestly, and like, you read about it too, and like, no, and like, I've said less than what, but anyway, yeah, like I said, a lot of people are going to like it, and that's fine. Please don't let me shit on your enjoyment on what's
No.
many people consider to be a potentially really good movie.
Do you mind reading this from Kevon 6, Rod?
Hey, Kevon 6. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming over. Yeah, because he was over on Starscream. I'm a reasonably trained raccoon with squirrel tendencies and a honey badger sense of humor.
That is a wicked combination. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And Herc 130 says, Andy Narrative Joe, I have missed a dozen of your shows due to work. I had to adult last week. You work in adult industries? Okay, but we don't judge here. Being responsible really sucks. Yeah, no, fantastic. I bet you know what? I still bet it was better, more entertaining than the opening ceremonies for the Olympics.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Okay, you know what? I'll give it that, nice, and I will also say too that it's better than the crap that Marvel has put out in the last couple of years. That being said, being a writer, and like I said, at one point, critical thinking takes over, and you're just kind of like, what?
Some people like, really humor that others don't, and that's fine. But it's also fair to make fun of them. I make fun of my brother for stuff he likes. He makes fun of me for liking Star Trek all the time. Yeah. So people are perfectly free to like what they want, but doesn't mean others might make fun of you. I'm sure Dalek 451 gets made fun of for liking My Little Pony, no doubt, but doesn't mean he's not going to like it. Yeah. Well, if your parent is with you, you can take your kids into an R-rated film if the parent is with them, which is
which they're considered quote unquote supervisors and all that, at least in Canada.
Hey, Wes Cable, good to see you. Hello, and hail to you and Richard Spike. Thanks.
I'm sorry to start the stream on a downer. Or at least on a semi downer. But like,
well, you said most people will love it, so that's a positive thing.
There you go. And like as I said, and like, no, it's not
the actors woke. Are good together. I like them together. It's not woke.
Yeah.
There's no heavy set bearded man in a dress shaking his ass at the camera like the Olympics.
No. There's only one other thing, and that is, I mean, and again, we see this in the trailers, so I'm not after. Hey, Tony. We see this in the trailers, and there's one other thing that got to me, and that is, look, we both know that Wolverine and Deadpool each have a healing factor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let's watch two indestructible people fight each other. So let me ask you something. Where are the stakes?
Well, I don't know if they were fighting on the same team or fighting each other. Don't spoil it for me. I'm not sure if they're against each other or if they're on the same team. They could team up.
No, again, I'm saying from what you see in the in the trailer, which is simply when they're fighting each other, they're fighting each other, and obviously if they fight each other at least once in the movie, so then you're like, okay, where's the stakes? And like, neither one of them are gonna, neither one is gonna win, because they're basically this is them. I'm sorry. I know it's just, as I said, critical thinking just takes over. I can't sit there and like, well,
They did a bunch of commercials. Wolverine and Deadpool. I don't watch TV, but apparently they're doing commercials a lot down in the States and all over North America.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. And Tony, would you mind reading? Tony, would you mind reading this from our friend Kevon 6? And thank you for rating our channel.
Hey, no problem. We wanted to get you on the ground running. Kevin Six in the chat says Ryan Reynolds is fantastic at playing Ryan Reynolds, the continuing adventures of Van Wilder in the Marvel Universe.
You're not wrong. You're
he's
not
totally
wrong,
not wrong.
Yvonne. Yeah, no, and that's why we like him. I think he's very personable, and we can relate to him because he's a real guy. No, you can critique something, Deej. It's fair enough. If you, as a writer, you're gonna have a different perspective than a viewer as a writer. Now, I've never written anything after like grade 8. Well, no, that's really. Is there a Marvel character? Okay. Good question. Eugene Bird wants to know if Thunderheart, if there's a Marvel character you identify with.
Well, yeah, Spider-Man. And
that's taken.
Yeah.
Yep.
And who else?
Yep.
Probably Cap, because a lot of times too. I mean, like Cap, he stands up for his principles. Yeah.
Cap is awesome. He's grounded and always got the realistic outlook on things, despite being surrounded by so many people that are so much stronger and deadlier than he is, but somehow he's just got that good of a moral character that he's a natural leader.
And he just keeps going.
Hails from their next team.
Yeah, that's too bad, Daniel. Hopefully it's not as disappointing as other things have been in the past. Anti-Derivative Jill. Rod, do you mind reading Anti-Derivative Jill's, please?
Yeah. And she's absolutely right. And like as I said, I wanted to turn around and say to that dad, what kind of a dad are you? You're gonna bring your kids to a R-rated movie? Anyway, Anti-Derivative Jill says kids shouldn't be watching it. A good parent wouldn't take them, but they're allowed to watch with they're allowed to with supervision. Yes, absolutely, I know. And like I said it before, and that is, I love my local cinema, Leduc Cinemas. I mean, like they have two big theaters. They have two big theaters. One of them has 300 seats. The other one has 200 seats. And then
that's huge.
Yeah, and then and then the two remaining ones have probably less than 100, like probably only about 80. And that was one of the ones that we were in. And this is another thing, like I said, of the those 4 families, like add them all up, and that probably comes to about maybe 25%, at least 25% of the theater sales. So that's why I say I'm not gonna discount them, or anything like that. And like, I'm just a sour son of a bitch. I know.
No, it'll be fun. It'll still be fun to see those two actors play.
Go see it. Don't listen to me. I'm just speaking from a writer's perspective.
Yeah. Has it always been Tony Stark, Stark of Iron? Has it always?
That's a story that is a bit of a yarn. I won't take too much time because we want to make sure that we don't let the chat. That's a joke. That was a joke because of the Robert Downey Jr. reveal.
I don't know anything
let me try and summarize this in a paragraph. I've been known as Tony Stark in my podunk little hick town down here in rural Kentucky for the better half of 25 years. I've only been known as Tony Stark on YouTube for 3. Take with that what you may. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Watership Down level of violence and death. I never. That's the book with the movie with the bunnies. I've never seen
that.
I've never.
It's brutal. It's brutal, man.
We did another. I think we did. Oh shit. We did Lord of the Flies instead of Watership Down, which is also a good movie.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Oh yeah. Yes, you were. Yes. There are no steaks, but it's funny. Yes, good. Their steaks are at the grocery store, where apparently Ryan Reynolds is doing ketchup and mustard commercials with what's his name? Yeah. Oh, Herc130 says, instead of the Olympics, I watch Great Expectations, Oliver Twist, The Bridge on the River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia, and Dr. Zhivago. Know what they have in common?
Well, A, they're not woke. B, they're classics. And C, they're incredibly well written.
Agreed.
I don't know what they all have in common. I've seen some of those. Parts of some of those. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what why would there be stakes? Neither character is a vampire. Aha. True. Can you ask if they were doing the fight as comedy? Oh, maybe. Yeah, probably. Were they doing the fight as comedy? Rod?
Let's just leave that for up for interpretation, because
okay. Hello, Suzanne.
I don't want to spoil it on any further that I already have. So.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, William Spielberg.
I agree. I agree. I definitely appreciate something that doesn't take itself too seriously. It doesn't have to be completely serious all the time. Absolutely. Faulty Towers, hilarious, but it wasn't. But Faulty Towers also wasn't like base humor. You know, there was a level of wit and timing and intellectual. There were intellectual jokes there as well, but there was also some pretty good physical comedy, which is not toilet humor, but it's he gets hit in the face with things. I mean, that's pretty low level comedy. But with John Cleese,
Jason Fox.
John Cleese is a legend.
Jason, I just ended the show. I sent you a link, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, though.
Yeah, Jason Fox is in the house. Excellent. I saw you streaming just the other day, Jason. Or was that yesterday? All the days are blending in. Jeez.
It's the day before, but who's counting?
Yeah, it's summertime, man. Here we roll from one event to another, and the lake is on fire up the hill, so we're keeping an eye on that.
Are you safe? Is everything okay?
Yeah, no, it's like 20 miles from me. We're good. We got people on it. I'm good. But yeah, it's just eventful. It's just very eventful.
Yeah, I saw you sailing through the smoke. It kind of looked like the opening scene to The Evil Dead with the camera going.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Fog, like join us.
Yeah, no kidding. They're all classic movies with a phenomenal cast, solid story, and worthy of rewatching. Exactly.
See, that's pretty much what I said, but yeah.
Ooh, okay. Tony, would you mind reading Daniel's Hot Topics comment, please?
Let me pick a character I haven't done yet today. That is exactly what the people said in 2009 when the Wolverine and Liev Schreiber Sabretooth were fighting each other in X-Men Origins. Wolverine, maybe. He moved it.
Oh, no, not on purpose.
They were saying two indestructible characters fight. Hooray! Want an impersonation? Why not Zoidberg?
There is a D in Zoidberg. There is a D. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't watch the show a lot, but I am a fan. Mm-hmm. Richard says, for me, it's Captain America and Nightcrawler. See, there's a character that's underappreciated, I think.
Dude, that's the ability to just teleport anywhere is pretty useful.
You're damn right. I mean, you could beat a lot of opponents doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope you didn't get fired. Yeah, well, shit. No, I hope you didn't. Unless you really want to get fired, and then in that case, go for it. But hopefully not if you don't want to. Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
like you said, guys. Like I said, everybody, please don't look. These are my feelings. I'm a sour goddamn asshole because I'm a writer, and like I said, I look at everything and I'm just kind of like, well, I probably would have wrote that differently, or like that doesn't make sense.
Rod, I have a feeling that Timmy's going to end up being a writer because of his nature.
I'll send you a link, William. No. So Herc130 says there's a different connection with those movies. Aha, the director.
Yeah, see, no, exactly. I mean, no, because your brain sits there and like something happens, it happens organically, and you're just kind of like, to a degree, you're just kind of like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But then it's not like your brain is like sitting there and it's like on automatic, you know. I mean, you know. I'm sorry, guys. I just
No,
no, there's a Canadian. There's a Canadian in me. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As long as you've got, you can have your opinion, and as long as you're not disliking it just to be a dick, you like what you like. Some people like vanilla. Some people don't like chocolate. Some people literally don't like chocolate. I don't know who those people are. They're probably communists. But some people don't like chocolate.
Some people like cookie dough. Some people like cookies and cream.
Oh, yes. Indeed, Odyssey says, I need to be on the panel, LOL. I'm an old grumpy man, but I do have a middle ground. Well, middle grounds are important. And I try, what's the moderation in everything, right?
Yeah, maybe we'll bring you on in a little bit. Yeah, no, I mean, like try and open it up for a bunch of other people too. Because like so everybody else can shoot me down because like.
I just want to make sure that people get enough. If you get a bunch of people coming in, then some people.
I was able to do it just fine.
I
had a big
Tony.
panel.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as experienced as you.
It ain't experience. It's just going with the flow, brother. Sometimes you got to let folks finish a thought and then interject at the right time. It takes time to learn, but you can do it.
It does.
Well done. Like Stoicism says, which is like we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, which means we should listen twice as much as we speak.
Absolutely.
I also like a good dynamic conversation going between 4 panelists is good. Usually, Cardinal Sin used to have 4 of us on, Rod, and you.
Four is the magic number, man. It
Bill,
is.
And Cam, and we would just go off each other. It was fantastic. Rod, do you mind reading Mage Grey Wolves if you're near the screen?
Oh yes, thank you. No, and again, once again, thank you because this backs me. There is no excuse for bringing your kids to Wolverine and Deadpool. The mature nature of the first 2 Deadpool movies should tell them that this isn't for kids. No, that's right. And then this brings up one other quick point of I'm going to sum it up really quick, and that is that simply parents don't want a parent. I mean, like these are the parents who they can't say no to their kid. Either that or they're just. Either that or they're just simply kind of, either that or like they don't want to leave the kids at home while they're going to this movie and then have to pay for a babysitter. So I see it from their perspective too. On that score, I get it, yes, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, don't bring your kids to an R-rated movie. No, I don't care if it's a superhero movie. I don't care if it's a comic book movie.
Well, and because the adults in that movie theater. It's an adult environment. They might blurt out some things that your kids may not have heard before, or they might be smoking or doing some things that adults or that kids shouldn't be exposed to. So, and it's not fair to the other adults because then they're feeling, like kind of like they're not completely free because there's kids there. But Suzanne, thank you for. I put out a video just earlier today doing a backflip off
nice.
My buddy's speedboat at the local lake, one of the local lakes. We have a few, and she says it's a tad risky. I thought you were going to hit your head on the bow of the boat because it was metal and pointed. Glad I pulled it off. Well, thank you, Suzanne, first of all, and second of all, that's why I didn't quite get as much. I didn't get the height to fully rotate. I didn't get as high as I wanted to because for exactly that reason, Suzanne. I was concentrating on I spent most of my energy getting far enough out away from the boat and didn't really get as much height as I wanted to, but it was still successful. I still landed it. So I thought that was all right.
Hail Rancor Steve. Yeah.
Hey, Rancor Steve, if you want.
How do the redneck and the Canadian boys?
Oh, David Lean directed all those movies. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, PvP.
Yeah.
Hey, howdy, Rancor Steve. Howdy, y'all. I'm the redneck, by the way.
Oh, yes. And Rancor Steve, if you want a link, I'll send it to you, man. Just let me know. Oh, you got to put up with these rowdy guys.
Not in public.
Hello. Good to see you. And
hey, Eugene Bird, thank you very much. I mean,
excellent.
I hope that was genuine. I'm pretty sure it was, but as I said, guys. Again, I'm a writer. And I put 2 and 2 together, and I come up with 4. I don't come up with 5 or 6, or I'm just like, ugh. And then I'm just, again, it's like when Homer Simpson had the crayon removed from his brain, and like he's sitting there, and like he's not laughing, and everybody else is, like I just.
PvP says, as an artist, I've observed that 10 people can experience a work of art, and all have a different experience. Absolutely.
Oh no, absolutely.
And that's a strength of humanity. Our diversity, and I know I'm going to sound like Trudeau, Jesus Christ, but our diversity of, I mean diversity of thought. Diversity of thought.
That's your slap for sounding like Trudeau.
That's what you get for sounding like Trudeau, man.
Diversity of thought is our strength. I don't mean skin color diversity or what's between your legs. I mean diversity of thought, which is the most important form of diversity as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Eugene Bird, what are those? What are those? That looks like a Frosty from Wendy's and maybe a Timmy's coffee. Nice.
Good that's what I had actually just before the movie. Actually, my brother actually took me to Tim Hortons, and I had a farmer's wrap and some. And then some, and then a XL triple, and then I'm like, oh man, you've had a farmer's wrap, have you?
I have before. They are good. Yeah, I think they have a lot of potato in them, don't they?
It's got an egg, it's got hash brown, and it's got bacon.
Nice. Hi, Tiger Stripes. Yeah, I like having a hash brown in the breakfast sandwich.
Good to see you, Tiger.
Good to see you. Tiger Stripes and Anti-Derivative Jill came on my channel, kind enough to donate their time, and came on, and we talked about Peru for 2.5 hours last Thursday.
That was a good show. I actually was listening to it while doing some work earlier today.
Oh, hey, thanks. I'm glad you...
Are we bringing somebody?
I cannot express this enough. For us small fries, the replays are important. Stick the tape in. If you want to be live at any of these shows, be at the live. But if you're a diehard fan of the shows that you're going to miss live because, scheduling or whatever, stick the tape in. Be kind. Please rewind. It helps all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Yeah. Were we bringing somebody else on, or like just for a fourth brain?
Shake Spielberg as
we're Shake Spielberg.
I have sent a link to William Shakespeare.
Spielberg, where are you, man?
And also Anti-Derivative Jill, but I know she's pretty busy. So,
she's probably pretty pooped after. It's up to her. But
Yep, that's right. Completely up to her. But
maybe I can bring some of the energy that I had with my show over, and everybody can converse equally and
just like Olympics opening level energies. Yeah,
and quantumly entangling our stream methodologies. There we go.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys want to see the backflip off the boat?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I saw it already, but yeah, man.
It's real quick.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Can see the smoke on the water in the
background. And you almost fell over.
Smoke on the water.
I did. Well, I'm wearing flippers on the very edge of the boat, and
I can't believe you did it, man.
So I don't hit my head on the pointy end.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do.
No, but I mean, yeah.
Hello.
Sweet Tits. That's my buddy's boat. That's the boat's name. Sweet Tits.
Seriously? Holy crap!
Well, didn't you see the name? Yeah, no, that was a fun time. That was a great time.
Oh, by the way, for that backflip.
Oh, it is.
He did.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't. By the way, he didn't name it that name. It was already named it when he bought it. Mm-hmm. Actually, his girlfriend at the time insisted that he get it. She
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's the other thing. Well, no, see, that's the other thing too, because then she can turn around and say like, "Oh, yeah, this is my boyfriend's boat. He bought it for me." You know,
that's
and
true.
Then there you go.
That's true. Hey, yeah, Suzanne, we're all up. We're all up tonight. Quite late for some reason.
These are my normal hours. I don't even start getting tired till 6.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Ooh, Mage Grey Wolf says I've been doing a lot of writing myself lately. Well, that's fantastic.
Oh, thanks. Look, yeah, again, I'm just saying like that's how my brain approaches things. You know, I'm reading and I'm watching something and I will and you know, and then that's the other thing too is like we all have the dream of like, you know, I mean like of course, you know, I mean like I'm just gonna say it. I want to see through love on the big 40-foot T-shirt, really, you know, and like, you know, I mean, I think every writer wants to, you know, I mean, because like, you know, which is the whole reason why when I wrote my book, you know, I mean, like I had a few people compliment me on the style of how I wrote it, because I put a little bit of some might say excessive descriptions into into Carolina's invisibility, you know, but on the other side of the coin. And even my editor was like, "Isn't that kind of excessive? I mean, why don't you just say this?" You know, and I'm just like, "Well, no, because I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I'm trying to paint a picture. I want people to sit there and read something and for their mind to process." She's like, "Okay," you know. She paused about it, but like, no, I actually had a lot of readers compliment me on my style of writing for that.
Hello, William Shakespeare.
Hey guys.
Hey, brother.
Hey, William Shakespeare.
Good to see you all tonight.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and accepting the invitation. Have you ever tried your hand at writing anything?
Me writing? Like,
yes.
Like what, poetry or stories or what?
Well, even like I like even journal. Like I keep journals and travel, ethnographies, I guess, but kind of journals. Anything at all that's artistic.
I've written when I was a teenager. I kept a journal for a good long while, and I still have it. And once in a while, I go back and look at it, and extremely embarrassed about the crap that was in my head.
Right.
I've written a fair amount of music. Again, this was when I was in my teenage years through my early 20s. I was a professional musician for a while, so I spent a lot of time writing, and but you know, unfortunately, that's all behind me. I finally decided I liked being paid more than just my dream my dreams, which never really got fulfilled. But it was a lot of fun, and I do have a lot of it recorded on cassette tape, of all things.
Oh,
so I need to spend some time getting that digitized, and before it just decays into nothingness.
No.
So if that counts, then yeah, I would say, I mean, certainly the creative process is, you know, when you're up night after night after night till 3 o'clock in the morning and playing a guitar, and that's all you have, and nothing else to show for your life, then a lot of things come through.
No, you're right. I mean, like,
fantastic.
Yeah, you see, my brother, he was on the radio, and he was a really successful radio show host, the morning show, that is. And by the way, morning show is the highest paid slot on any on the radio slot. You know, I mean, because there's morning, there's mid-afternoon, or like mid-morning / mid-afternoon, you know, and then like late afternoon, and then early evening, late evening. And you know, the highest paid slot is early morning, and that was what my brother was on, and he was you know, but that was the problem, was like, and he was on during the early 2000s, and that was when radio was being taken over by the being taken over by the corporations, and as a result, he was making nothing. You know, he doesn't have any savings, you know, and now I don't either. because because he was not making anything while on the radio. He was literally having soup and crackers for like supper. And anyway, that's why he was like, screw this, I'm going to become a trucker. When he became a trucker, boom, that's when he started making money.
What? No kidding. But, well, yeah, there is money in yeah, absolutely, PvP. Yeah, no kidding.
The Olympics was
100%.
We discussed that a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay. That
a lot, actually.
Yeah. Couldn't get into the Rush Hour with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. In 1998, they wouldn't let you in, eh? Well, they were strict back then. Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's when. Yeah, well, that's when people still had a little bit of morals and whatnot.
Well, and weren't afraid to tell people no.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people have never heard it before. It just shocks them. Do you have a? Oh, go ahead, William.
Before you move on the topic, I actually want to talk about creativity in youth.
Ooh, yes.
Finish finish Kevon 6's.
I was just gonna ask Tony if he had a hillbilly accent.
Yeah, right.
Or to read, I mean, not in real life. I mean, to read this.
No, you do understand. I suppress my accent.
I know, but I bet you could do this really good.
If you want me to just let it hang out, I'll let it hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevon 6 in the chat says, I'm the hillbilly in the peanut gallery. Yeehaw.
Nice.
See, that was way better than I could have done. Spider-Man. Oh, jeez. After Trudeau, yeah. Hey, Jason Fox. Exactly. Yeah, that's what PvP was saying earlier. Exactly. And Mage Grey Wolf, I think, agrees. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we're just going to stick with 4 right now, PvP. And I know Deej was also talking about wanting to come on, but we'll just do 4 right now. As I said, I'm not as good as Tony, and I'm just getting used to juggling people on the panel. But
I can't stand it when people put on a soapbox. Listen, guys, I'm just a regular, to quote Antiderivative Jill in chat, I'm just an old country doctor. All right?
Well, and I've also already sent out 2 other invitations to people. So if everyone comes on, then I'm in over my head already.
Yeah,
I may just be an old backwoods space chicken grown up on a small town asteroid, but I know my law. I know my intergalactic law.
By the way, Richard Spake, who says Canadian Spider-Man is Tim Hortons, the Canadian version of a mosque. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Actually, no, actually, Tim Hortons is actually, I mean, it's a soup donut coffee. Well, it's a donut and coffee house up here in Canada. But the most important, interesting thing to note about Tim Hortons is, and very many people do not realize this. Tim Hortons is actually Tim Horton was actually one of the stars on the Toronto Maple Leafs when they won their final Grey Cup, when they won their final Stanley Cup way back in, what was it, 1967? Or was it even 1969?
Wow. It could have been 67. Hi, Auntie. They're one of the people that I sent an invitation to a while ago. Just showed up.
Yes, hello.
Auntie, hey, with Jill.
Welcome back.
Always good.
But here. And by the way, just as some context, in 1967, after Tim Horton helped lead the Toronto Maple Leafs to their basically final Stanley Cup for the next 60 years, he said, "Thank you all. I'm gonna start me a coffee house." And everybody just kind of like, "You're crazy, yeah, man. Nothing's gonna happen." Yeah, and 60 years later.
Yep. That's amazing.
And it's probably the second biggest. It's probably the biggest coffee house across Canada. Coffee and donut house.
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd agree. Good retirement plan.
That's smart. And then ultimately he sold it off to Dave Thomas of Wendy's, but then Dave Thomas got bought out by something other fruit and beverage company. But still, it doesn't change. Man, they're still obviously paying him dividends. So but no, good plan, brother. Good plan, brother.
Oh yeah. No, Matsu man is coming for you.
Well, bring it, brother. Come on, Macho, let's go.
Listen here, Hogan, and listen well. Oh, yeah. You're gonna be taking Elizabeth from the Macho King. Oh, no. Because I have here Zeus the Wrecking Machine. He gonna take you out, Hogan. He gonna take you out. That's right! I'ma bury you, Hogan! I'm Zeus the Wrecking Machine.
That's awesome.
You look at here, brother. You let Elizabeth go with whoever the hell she wants to go with. I don't care if she wants to go with you or me. I don't care. But she's go with me. She's go with me right now.
Oh, but you already know who Elizabeth wants to be with. Oh, yeah. You know that she's here and she's mine. Oh,
yeah. Nice work, man.
I don't know what the hell you guys.
Sorry, guys. We had to just bring the wrestlers out, man.
Speaking of wrestling, guys, pulling my arm over here. I can't feel my legs.
Hey, Freak Show, you're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Oh, yeah.
I remember that
I never
once.
really watched wrestling, so I only remember that voice because of the time Ren and Stimpy did a parody of it.
Okay, that's where
nice.
Hey, I wanted to highlight this one too. Yeah.
What's that? That's from a famous movie that I know, isn't it?
Yes. Who? Okay. Somebody want to read it, and then who wants the name?
Sure. Kevon6 says, some people can read War and Peace and come away thinking it's a simple adventure story. Others can read the ingredients on the back of a pack of chewing gum and unlock the secrets of the universe.
I've seen this before, but I can't recall who said this. I know I've seen it.
William, really?
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure Tony knows.
That's why I'm gonna wait till everybody else gets a chance to say something.
And
I know. I totally know. I totally know, and so does.
Do we want to just go ahead and divulge it?
Actually, well, first let's ask Jason Fox, since he's the news guy. Hey, welcome, Jason Fox.
Hello and welcome.
Hey, man, what up?
Jason.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. And let's give the chat a second too to try to chime in on this one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Anybody recognize that quote? Yeah.
Can I go ahead and throw out the hint?
Yeah, no one said anything. So, let's see.
Oh, Superman.
Oh, Lex Luthor. Maybe, I don't know.
Yep, that's it.
Not out of the question. Was it him?
It was
Gene Hackman.
Yep, it was Lex. Gene Hackman.
The Hackman.
Alexander Lex Luthor.
Eugene Bird guessed it too.
Well, that's why we've all seen it.
Hey, right on.
Even if not subliminally, we've all seen
it. Eugene Bird got it. Congrats, bro.
Well done.
Yeah.
PvP. That's why I couldn't. I just went to find you on X, on Twitter, and that's why I can't find you. That explains it. What did you piss people off?
Okay.
Who did you piss off, PvP? Did you piss off Elon Musk
himself?
Yes, he must have.
He must go.
This is how it went down. PvP was like, your Cybertrucks suck, and I hate electric cars.
Jason, would you?
Elon
That's
was
exactly
like,
what happened.
And Elon was like, "How dare you? Get off my
No.
Jason, would you mind reading this, please, from Lemon Pie?
I can, yeah. I'm a little sick, just so people know I have the coof, so I'm a little sick.
brother."
Yeah. It's no
Sorry to hear that,
worries.
Jason.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
back
getting
around
better.
for another go. The coof is like the orcs; it'll never retreat.
Yeah.
It's been hitting the
No,
news
I
lately.
actually I did get the coof after I was at the cinema. So
wonderful!
Oh,
Isn't
no.
that great? It's a bonus.
Oh,
I'm so
That's just a
sorry
bonus.
you're not feeling well. I hope you feel
You
better.
brought back a
did.
souvenir, brother. Congratulations.
yeah, I was watching Deadpool and Wolverine, and this is the souvenir.
Did you get a discount?
You didn't
for
buy
that?
the popcorn bucket. That's why.
Yeah.
But I didn't have it.
Oh,
Yeah, but
they didn't have it at my.
go get a refund, man.
Go ahead.
This sucks.
I don't need to because I didn't pay for the cinema because I still have friends who works in the cinema, so I get free tickets.
Nice.
So.
Oh, you lucky bastard. Nice.
Don't let Jill on that. At this time of night, she's swimming in the vodka and cranberry. JK.
You know what? Lemon pie? No. Tonight, it's orange juice.
Oh,
Orange juice tonight. You hear that?
Where's the buzzer sound, Tony?
So,
All right. One
so
second,
screwdrivers, you're saying? Screwdrivers?
Yeah, that's
there
right.
you go.
I'm drinking a screwdriver right now.
Thanks.
But no, Lemon Pie knows me. He's just kidding, but he's right.
And he's swimming in beer himself. Oh, okay. And
Good old fashioned
PvP
screwdriver, huh?
pictures us. Nothing. He
I
did.
remember
Okay.
drinking those in college.
By the way, here's to all y'all. I mean, it's just fun being here on a Saturday night and just having a group chat with you
Yeah, man.
and letting me
Skull
bitch,
with the
letting me
water.
bitch, even though it's even though some would probably say it's unjustified. Yes, fine. Unjustified with like my bitching about Deadpool 3. As far as I'm concerned.
Well, I
Thank
gave
you.
it a 6. I gave it a 6 out of 10 because it was highly disappointing to me.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Thank you.
ouch.
Yeah, for me, it
Spoiler
was
free.
highly
Would you like to divulge?
I can do spoiler free. I just didn't like the story. I thought it was really rushed, and for me, it was like watching the same 2 movies from before. With the whole Logan story, we already know what was gonna go on with the character, and it felt like they were trying to be Logan all over again with the movie. And there was a lot of stuff I thought was really wasted. I didn't really care for. And we know there are cameos, not going to spoil the cameos, but yes, there are a lot of cameos in it. Some of them, in my view, was just wasted and stupid, and some of them were pretty fun. But overall, the movie was just a 6 out of 10 for me. I cared more about the biggest cameos than the movie itself, and that's kind of a problem for me. Because
That's
the writing,
a big problem. Yeah.
because the writing was just not there. It felt so rushed, didn't get any breathing room, and a lot of the serious scenes, I felt like they were rushing it, had little context to it. Even though I know there were context there, but I felt like they were missing parts with the context to try to. And the bad guy in the movie, really boring, really boring in my view. But the things I liked, was some fight scenes. I liked some of the fight scenes, and the biggest cameos is what really knocked off the park for me. That's why I just gave it a 6 out of 10. It's like Oh, you're happy?
Matt,
No, thank you.
I appreciate
you were,
because Rod has
I
a
appreciate-
like-minded
yeah.
a reviewer.
yeah. I
I
mean, like
appreciate
you were,
your candid responses is very helpful. Thank you.
yeah.
Fortunately, no.
That's
Richard,
probably the
it's
thing in
not.
this too, and that is that. Look, not trying to shit on anything else. Shit on it for anybody else. Fine. No, go see it, please. Don't listen to us. But at the same time, this is how I looked at it. And and that's obviously how Jason looked at it.
Yeah, no, it could have been a lot better. I will say it's better than the second movie. It is, and that's not a high bar for me because I don't like.
That's all I want. That's all I want is better than the second movie.
Yeah, because I had a lot of problems with the second one.
Okay.
The only thing I liked about the second movie was the
agreed,
end. The end that retconned some of the worst movies.
Oh,
that was the funny part. That was especially the funniest part. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, so it's not a high bar, but it is better than the second one. The action is better, of course. And of course, it is fun to see Ryan and Jackman together. Of course, it is because they're good friends in real life, of course.
It's one of the highlights of the movie, yes.
Yeah, but for me, it's just the story didn't work. I think they should have gone with a better story, and also, not make it in a way with the MCU. I kind of felt like that whole stitch didn't work for me. Became a little messy, and certain stuff you have to see Loki to understand certain parts.
That's unfortunate.
I didn't watch Loki. Is it really a prerequisite?
You don't want
No, you don't have to. I mean, you pretty much get it.
Yeah, you pretty much get it, but in a way to understand certain parts, you have to watch it to understand that. But if you don't care about it that much, just skip it and just if you enjoy the movie.
What do I need to know from Loki?
I can't spoil everything.
The fact that the TVA exists
and
just
some other parts too. And some other parts too.
Yeah, that's basically it. That's all you need to know. Time police exist.
Rod, have you ever worked with the Gagnes?
Who is that? No, I haven't. I have not.
Way out of field.
No.
Yeah, that is. But I will say,
who's the gentleman on the panel? Oh, that was Jason, maybe Jason Fox. He's a friend of the channel's. Met him through Cardinal Sin, Gil Bazal, a long time ago with Rod.
Yeah, good old days.
Yeah, and I'd like to welcome PvP, who that's why I've been trying to find your Twitter to send you a link, but you don't have a Twitter.
It's such a painful, sad, long story lately.
But no, we don't need painful and drama. But
I know.
I'm glad you're here.
Well, Jill has been the one person that's really helped out the last couple of days. Since she's such a good friend, and she has given me some advice about how to possibly deal with it. But it's just crazy. Like, I got suspended 2 months ago for no reason. Like, I even asked Jill because I know she's a computer person, right? And she knows all about this stuff. And she says, "Well, you've done nothing on your account that broke any rules." And I was like, "Okay." And then I appealed it, and I had my account back almost instantly the first time, right? 15 seconds, and I had my account back. And then last Monday they suspend me again, and I had hardly ever done anything. I don't post anything. I only check to say hi to friends like Jill and look if you guys are doing a stream, right? And that's about all I ever do on there.
Simple
Pretty much lives in his inbox. He doesn't care about actually posting any tweets, and there's no spamming that he's being accused of.
Not the nonsense that's going on.
But I did nothing, right? And then they suspended me on Monday morning, and I was like, oh crap.
Stupid.
Here we go again. So I appealed, and I got my account back on Thursday. But get this. I went on Friday morning because Jill was doing her Friday morning stream about, Kira's 5 best episodes on Star Trek, which was great. And so I went on, and I got the link to join Jill's stream, and we had a great time talking about that. And then after that stream ended, I go on to see if what Gorilla's up to, if he's doing the Walton stream, and I noticed that my account had been flagged or something again, and I knew exactly what that meant as soon as I saw it, because it's like you've been flagged for spam, and I was like, well, I wasn't even on for the last. All I did was the night before, I changed my, password to a, high security, and then I logged out, and I hadn't been on there, before that morning when I got Jill's link, and then I logged out again. So I don't know how I was spamming anybody since wasn't even on my account that day. But it was so weird. So I just gave up at that point. I said, Jill, should I just close this account? And I closed the account because it just seems like that account is just, well, you said it was like the Twilight Zone, right?
Yeah, it was probably compromised in some way. There was probably already a scammer kind of trying to use your accounts ghosted or something.
Yeah. So
my other theory was that maybe your email account was also hacked, and so I was telling you to get that password updated as well, just in case.
Yeah, well, I did sign up online for another email today for with a different company that seems very high security. So I'm just hoping they said they might take 40 hours to approve new accounts though, because I guess that's what they do. Because they're very.
By the way, yeah. See. Yeah. By the way, I just wanted to point out.
Hopefully, things are going to work out.
Yeah.
What's that, Rod?
Oh no, I just simply want to say, like, by the way, Lemon Plant, I just wanted to, and everybody else, I didn't bring this up. I'm not the one who decided, who pointed out that we had to bring up the TVA or anything like that, which is, delving into like a, well, not exactly spoiler territory, but like going deeper into the movie and.
I know.
You're not the first person who told me I have to know about that.
It seems like everybody's bringing that up actually, and a lot of people aren't happy about it, and I can understand. Why would they bring them into a major movie when it's like they're like minor characters in a TV show that probably most people have never watched, which seems kind of silly.
And that's just it. Yeah, and a lot of times too, I mean, like Marvel basically tried to pretend that the TV shows were a completely different universe from the movie universe. So, way to go! Nice work there, Marvel.
Do you think possibly though? You think possibly, Rod, that I know Ryan probably had a lot of pull to get it R-rated with all the cursing and bloodletting in the film.
Oh no, he did. He did.
You think perhaps that was one of the concessions he had to make to let the TVA into the film? Even if he could kill them off, because I mean I've seen the bloody scene. Slaughters them, right?
So there was a lot of things behind the scenes. He was really fighting for a lot of stuff.
Though he made to Disney just to shut them the fuck up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we know exactly what you mean there. But there's still a lot of things they could have done. It's just like there is a fatigue, not superhero fatigue, but it's a whole fatigue with multiverses in everything that we're watching, every TV show, every movie in Marvel DC.
Good night, Richard Spake. God bless, and thank you for providing us with deep conversation into the early hours of the night.
He did try and pull in the Fox universe, right? So I guess
Spake is taken off.
We do need to make sure to say goodnight to Richard Spake. It was really great to listen to you tonight.
He might come back, he said. He might. Yeah. And thanks, brother. It was great hanging out with you earlier on Tony's. But anyway.
Great.
I won't get to see the movie till next weekend, I'm guessing now, because I'm going to be too busy tomorrow, and then I'm back to work. So probably I'm thinking sometime next weekend, because by then the theaters should be getting a little more reasonable, and I'll probably go to a Sunday matinee show or something next weekend. So
the general consensus that I'm getting is that it's fun, it's funny, it's entertaining, but it's also the storyline's a little bit convoluted. And so
it's a little messy. It's a little messy. It's all over the place, It's a little bit all over the place. But yes, it is of course fun to see, Ryan and Jackman together as the characters, and of course there are funny parts. And I think if you're
that's the highlight of the being.
Yeah,
I've heard exactly all those same things, guys. Actually, it's messy, it's convoluted. The storyline could have been tightened up. But at the same time, I hear there's a lot of great, action scenes, a lot of great violent scenes, where they're fighting and it's like some of the jokes land really well and some of them don't. But, that's kind of, I guess, even in the early Deadpool films, not every joke, always landed. So, I'm not.
The only thing I remember from Loki is that he was an alligator. So I'm coming
one of them,
like that.
Yeah, one of
one of the Loki multiverse. Yeah.
And yes, I'm from Norway. Yeah, I am with the Vikings. So not Sweden. They're my neighbors. I like Swedish women though.
Yeah, Yes.
Well, you know,
and the chefs, the Swedish chefs are legendary.
Oh,
Used to
geez.
be.
I always go back to the Muppet Chef when you say things like that. Oh God, it's so silly, but it's good. It's good.
But
what
yeah,
did the Swedish chef say? Oh, if that's my dishwater, but if you like that, you love my food.
but I I still give the movie a chance. If you like it, you like it. If you enjoy it more than
it.
Yeah, of course. Give it a chance, and if you like it more than us, that's completely good. 'Cause maybe you guys see something that we didn't see that you guys like more than we do. So, it's we like we said earlier. We all have different views on how we watch stuff and different thoughts, how we feel about stuff, and that's the thing. It's good to be different with this kind of stuff.
And also, the thing
I'm going to say too that it's different enough. So I was just going to. It's good enough. It's different enough from like the woke bullshit. Yes, I give it that.
That's really a big reason I want to support it because, I mean, how many good movies have we had in the last year? Like we don't get good movies anymore. Right. So even if the movie is half-assed and it falls flat on its face in some scenes, it's like Ryan fought Disney. He got an R rating. Yep. He got all the cursing. He got all the bloodletting. He stood his ground and he got a lot of the stuff he wanted in the film. So like, I give him huge, cred for that, right? Like huge cred.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I
fun of all the studios, right?
And he's even making fun of Disney, I think, in a few.
Yeah, he does. He does. And
screw
and that is good too. And that's what I will still support the movie, even if I didn't, enjoy it as much as I wanted to, of course. But again, I did not enjoy the two first ones as well either. I liked the first one decently, second one not as much.
Totally.
Oh, you see, that's the difference, perhaps, because I love the first two films. Like, I just love them both.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
So I'm thinking I have better chance of liking this one too. Then.
Yeah, you probably will like it then. Yeah,
I'm a Deadpool fan. Yeah, I'm a Deadpool fan. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think
the only thing that I will. Oh, okay. I just simply want to say the only thing that I liked about two. I mean, it's still papers of thought. But just. It's just fucking cool to see Juggernaut as Juggernaut.
And if I don't remember wrong, that's Ryan also who plays the voice and face to Juggernaut. That's also Ryan, if I don't remember wrong.
Isn't that cool?
That probably would be accurate.
But yeah, because
is it not cool to see Wolverine in his yellow costume too? Like,
hell yeah!
Ever appeared in
that was fun.
Before, like. I've been wanting this for decades, and I don't think he's ever appeared in that costume before, has he? Like, I could be wrong.
Never.
It was
his brown costume either.
Yeah, no, the thing.
It's so iconic, right?
Yeah, the suit has always been. It's been teased in a deleted scene, or not deleted scene, but also a deleted scene. But if you watch the Wolverine, the Wolverine movie, not the Origins, of course, but the Wolverine, unrated, unrated version, the best version of it, you will have a different ending, and there you will also see, his yellow suit. So that they did tease it, but never used it. Just teased it once.
Yeah.
So of course it was really, really cool to see. We all know that he gets the mask. It's already been teased on Cops and everything else. The only complaint I had with seeing him with the mask is that I didn't feel the mask really was well done to the outfit. They should have done some more changes to the costume or the mask, just some changes to make it fit the body of the suit a little bit better. But that's just one complaint I have for the suit. But other than that, I love the suit. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen the trailer, so I haven't actually seen the mask yet. But I just think, he looks so jacked. Like, he must have worked out major for a couple months before the film. Like, I know he was totally,
it's kind of fun. He's skinnier in this. He's more skinny in this movie than
he's still muscular, right? Like,
still a lot of muscles, but he's really skinny.
Totally, man. He's fucking built.
Yeah, I think he worked out significant. I think it was probably more than a couple of months. My guess is that he did a good solid year of. I mean, you look at this, any of these other guys talking about what they do for these superhero films. It's insane.
Yeah.
And one thing that Hugh Jackman talks about for the prior Wolverine film was the last one he was in, is that there's a scene where he's got his shirt completely off and he's completely naked from the waist up, and he said he deprived himself of water for like 48 hours prior to that.
Yeah, the water fasting.
Fasting.
Oh yeah, because then you look so more ripped.
Yeah, many bodybuilders does that.
Yeah, right. And he says in that scene, when you're watching that scene, he's got an absolute splitting headache for the entirety of that scene because
welcome to bodybuilders 24/7.
Yeah,
that's their
so
life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing, right?
Dedication.
Jackman was a lot bigger in Days of Future Past and the Wolverine. He was a lot more beefier with muscles. Here he was more lean and
a little more
muscular.
trimmed.
Yeah, more trimmed. He wasn't like big like he used to be. He was more just leaner in this movie.
By the way, UG Byrne, I saw Despicable Me 4 last week. It's a worthy addition to the series. I mean, it doesn't do anything new or different or anything like that. And you still get the with the minions and all that. It's a fun movie. I went and saw it. I had trouble. I kind of sort of rolled my eyes a little because not at the movie, but because I'm like, here I am in the theater with a bunch of kids. But aside from that, you'll like it. Like, oh man, here's this guy, 6'3", 230 pounds, big burly wrestler, and then all of a sudden, and then like all these other kids, and then like and then like the single moms, and it's like, okay, all right. Of course, I had a couple other friends with me too, so like I didn't look too by myself.
Didn't Jackman say after Logan he was done with the character though? Like he was never going to play the character again?
He was, but again, Ryan and Jackman are best friends in real life. So they kind of started talking together and stuff just happened with that. And they
so you're
like,
thinking Ryan kind of maybe twisted his arm a bit gently.
Jackman also wanted to do it. Jackman wanted to do it.
Yes, I saw. If you look it up too. There's an Entertainment Tonight interview with the both of them, and then basically Ryan tries to say but like Jackman completely owns up and says like, no, it was me. I want to do it. I really wanted to do that. And then Reynolds just kind of sort of shrugs and looks at the camera like, yeah, it's sort of, and like I get it too. I mean, like well, let's face it too. I mean, like. Love Jackman, but I think it's also probably kind of like Jackman's kind of like, I think I can come back for one more, sort of thing, and like, and it's like, yeah.
So what you guys are saying, it was kind of a friendship buddy thing that they just realized, hey, we can do this. Like, we got one last chance to do a movie with the both of us having an awesome time, having fun, and like, why the hell wouldn't we?
just a couple nights ago,
right?
Oh yeah.
There's some channel out there where people eat hot wings and they
Oh yeah. I love that show.
Whatever the hell that show is.
Yeah,
I just ran into this. Okay, so if y'all know this show,
The Hot Ones.
That's it, the hot ones. So go check out that channel. Look at their latest show. It's with these two guys, and you'll see Hugh Jackman saying he saw Deadpool 1 for the first time, and he said he saw this, and right away he said, "Damn, me and this guy need to team up." But He just announced his retirement 3 days prior to seeing that. So I haven't. I watched the beginning of that. It's about a half hour long, but it looks like it's a lot of fun, and I think we learned a lot of things from how this whole thing built up. Go watch the Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fantastic episode, and it's also a lot with the friendship also that just made it happen at the same time, and after we saw that their friendship, everything just worked for them. Everything was just made to happen. It was already written down to happen, as I like to call it.
It's meant to be in the stars.
Kind of like electricity in a bottle kind of situation, I'm guessing, right? It's like
yeah, exactly. Lightning.
Yeah, lightning in a bottle. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, yeah, yeehaw.
Even though I was it's like even though I was disappointed with the movie, and it's not the actors or anything like that. It's just the story overall that I was disappointed in, and certain stuff I was just like, this could have been a lot better. But it doesn't mean I hate the movie. Like I said, I gave it a 6 out of 10. That's 6 out of 10 that means it's not terrible, but it's not really good. It's decent. It's just decent. I can watch it, But is it a movie I will ever watch again alone? No, I will never watch it again alone. But if I ever gonna watch it again, it has to be with a friend. See it with a friend or friends, family, or something like that. Okay.
When the MCU was worthwhile, I would put this in the collection. But now, no. As I said, I mean, like I'm just, and like in my disappointment, just like you said, if I was to see it again, I would see it with a friend. But that's it. I would not try to add this to my collection. I'm proud of my collection the way it is. Like the first 3 phases, that's it. Forget it. I'm done. Anything else?
Yeah. No, I also I watched the Comic-Con stuff that's going on right now, and they just announced that Robert Downey Jr. is back, and now he's gonna be Dr. Doom. So he is probably gonna be a variant of Tony Stark that becomes
variant.
Doom. Yep, he's gonna be a variant.
That is so dumb.
They're desperate.
Yes, we need to hear from you again, Tony. About it. Look, come on, tell us.
It is
your thoughts.
Dumb.
How is it to be back?
It's hilarious.
Well, that sums it up.
I consider myself a variant of Tony Stark, who's a little on the evil side. I work for a supervillain. Okay, so to see RDJ play a Tony Stark that's going to be Dr. Doom instead of Victor Von Doom, I'm like, you insult me as a villain, you insult me as a hero, you insult me as the Iron Man that I am, you insult me.
Yeah. And
you insult my intelligence.
And I just want to say to Tim,
all I heard was that you work for a supervillain. Hey, I work for him too. But yes, you may continue.
As a Tony Stark who is a bit evil, because I work for a supervillain, I am offended by this Tony Stark that's going to be outright evil by taking somebody else's identity. That's dumb.
Tim, it got confirmed on the Comic-Con. I just saw the video earlier today. Yeah,
a couple hours ago.
Yeah, they announced it, and he came on stage with the suit, with a cheap suit, and they talked about it and announced it.
Well, there were 10 others too. There were 10 others too.
Yep. Yeah, the mask and everything.
And then, like, you're just gonna which one's the real one? And all of a sudden you see like this other one with a slightly lighter green suit than the others, and all of a sudden, like, he pulls his hood back, and all of a sudden he pulls his mask off, and yay, it's RDJ, and the crowd freaks out. I'm like,
in New York, the Comic-Con.
It's Cardi J.
No, San
Diego. San Diego.
Who is he?
Well, you gotta wonder why they all are so happy about that, because it seems like
because they don't know any better. That's PvP. The problem is, as I was saying earlier tonight, normies are being pulled into this not knowing any better. Because normies are the only people that are uninformed and gullible enough to be able to appreciate this garbage.
Probably normies.
Remember what I told
you? Care anymore. Sorry.
Remember what I was saying about the seals? Like the seals.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the clapping seals. I was the yeah.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
And none of these seals can balance a circus ball on their nose, so I'm not interested in them.
That too.
Oh God, we're living in a weird world, aren't we, guys?
And it's gonna
wild,
be for
wacky clown world. Yeah,
clown world. Yeah, that's a good definition.
Yeah, it's gonna be for the movie Avengers Doomsday.
God.
Avengers Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah, remember how did I start the show off? Well, I finished your show off, and I finished and I started the show off. Like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Oh my!
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have much choice, I guess. So.
And it was also confirmed. Well, this was a funny news that I got today. They just announced that in the new Batman Caped Crusader, they just gender swapped Penguin.
Oh yeah,
yes,
What?
Oswald,
and it's not long since. Yeah, exactly.
They're adding an A at the end of Oswald. Hey, new character.
Yeah, Oswalda. Yeah.
Danny DeVito is my favorite penguin.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, by far.
Now it's gonna be a chick.
So Penguin's female. So is Penguin and Batman going to have a romance in the film? I wouldn't be surprised.
What would the children look like?
And
I don't think about that.
Well, he's already a child who was discarded. So, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's where you get the penguin.
And also with that, they also gender swapped Mr. Freeze in the Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. What they did with Mr. Freeze, they made him into a chubby Asian lesbian woman.
Man.
So let's see: gender swap, race swap, and sexual orientation swap.
Yeah, put a check in.
Wow.
The thing in the box.
Mr. Freeze is supposed to be a tragic love story.
That's very woke.
Disagree.
And the suits you can buy for it is a lot of pride flags.
Oh no!
And as a
said it
person
before,
who
say it again.
And as a person who is bisexual, I don't stand by it. I think it's fucking retarded and fucking stupid, and I don't support it.
No, it's fine. Whoever you love, but it would be a lot better if they made new characters to have these kind of stories.
No, a new bisexual something or other character. Fine, and like as a writer, I see the potential behind that.
If you are gonna write a bisexual or gay character, you have to do it without making it woke or pushing an agenda on the characters. We've had a lot of characters who's been bi or gay. Take North Star, for example, Canadian superhero Alpha Flight, one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
He's a gay character. At that time when we read the comics, all that, we didn't think about that he was gay. It just came up in the comics later. Oh, he's gay. Okay, whatever. He was just a good damn character because we focused on a story, and they focused on a story and wrote the full story. And then he was gay. Okay, that's fine. And
right, it doesn't have to make up their entire personality. It's just
exactly.
It's just a side thing. It's just if there's a romance, then you know who they love. Who cares? What else are we doing?
And that's what they were so great at back in the day. You could have these characters, and they didn't push because there was just a story, and the sexuality was just a side thing. They just had a lover, they had a little romance story, but it wasn't their character. It wasn't their personality.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like it was sexuality didn't define a character back then, right? Because they could just
sexuality back then was a personality trait. Now,
their sexuality was like a minor
personality.
It was like a sideline, right? It was not defining them as the person they were, and it just seems like there's so much of the agenda, like with the Olympic stuff and all that.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
People now,
God.
and I
one of the guys had his balls out around.
What's going on with that? I'm kind of confused. Did they light the torch like normal, or what was going on with that?
Oh, there was.
They did the whole gay trans drag
and
show.
And they did like a Last Supper of Jesus or something.
Yes, I saw the whole thing.
The blasted husk of the Statue of Liberty on the destroyed planet.
One of the other worst parts too is that one of the guys there has his balls out on TV around kids.
I'm sorry. What are we?
Is that the Olympics?
Was this on TV?
The Olympics is on TV now. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. They had to remove it from YouTube. The people that run it had to remove it from YouTube because of the backlash.
Did not NBC pull a bunch of their commercials too at some point? Like after a while, like
that's
there was
amazing,
a lot of things.
Jason.
Why do they have to do this?
They've gone too fucking far.
Because they want to send the message out there. I'm thinking, Jill. Like that's the only reason I can see.
Yeah, it's all for the message.
And the thing is, I remember back in the 80s, Canada was one of the first countries that, declared that gay marriage was a legal thing and gay people, could get married, right? And I was in favor of it back in the 80s. Like, and I took a lot of shit for that. Believe me, I took some heat from people. It's like who didn't believe that, gay people should have
Oh hell!
rights.
In the early 2000s, I marched for it. I was like,
Yeah,
gay
and
people deserve to be as miserable as everybody else.
It used to stand for something before, It used to stand for something before back in the day. You were actually fighting, but this.
Well, I grew
this
up in the '60s as a kid, and I remember Martin Luther King Jr. and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it means something. And when I see this Olympic stuff and the stuff that's been happening in the last few years, it's like I really start to get angry. Like I don't like to dislike a
how do
group
you
of
think
people,
I
but
feel?
I'm getting there. It's just like,
How do you think I feel who have been part of the community when I was
you
younger?
feel like you're being misrepresented, perhaps?
Oh hell yeah! That's why I
Yeah.
say I don't support Pride these days. I don't support it.
Well,
I don't support this
yeah.
crazy people. If there's only LGBT, there's nothing after the T, and it's not transgender. It's not a thing. It's transsexual. That's the real term for it. And you cannot change your gender. You can change the way you look and all that, but you will always be biological what you're born, and that's something you have to remember. You can never get treatment like the gender you want to be. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's
a really important thing, especially when you go to a hospital. They need to treat you as your actual born gender,
Well,
despite what your brain tells you are.
Exactly.
It does scare me though, because I think there's a backlash coming, and I'm afraid that people that aren't really part of this movement are going to get hurt, because I fear there's going to be an ugly backlash at some day. I mean, I don't
and
know.
it's getting worse and worse each time, man. And they're allowing so much more into this world that I don't like, and they're trying to include child diddlers to a certain point. Well, they just proven that
of course they are. No, that's the next target. That's what they want.
That's what scares me. Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say. They basically this year they showed it when in Pride you could be naked, you could have your own fetish thing where you could piss on each other.
Toronto Street Parade, there was like naked people flashing their junk in a all ages parade, I believe. Yeah.
Man,
that's
even way back in 2011, where I had my honeymoon, I was surprised that there was a naked Santa parade, and I was like, "What? People are just walking in the streets naked?"
Oh, really, Chill?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
but that's not what Pride,
Wow.
Pride
Hey,
is
Jason.
about.
Yeah, Jason, do you follow? He's in England. He's a gay man. Problem being, you follow him?
No, I don't know about him, but I know about some
Bean
other.
is great.
Oh,
he's
Yeah.
good.
Look him up. He's a really really good-hearted guy, and I'll tell you another thing too. Like he puts a lot of stuff. Puts tweets out a lot of stuff that like makes a lot of goddamn good sense. And he himself said that, like, he said like he's gay, yes, but like, and like a lot of the stuff that that they're claiming that they're quote unquote fighting for today, he was just kind of like, shit, we were fighting for that back in the 80s, but we got it, and like that's it. Like he's pissed off at all. He's pissed off at the alphabet crowd, and he hates them.
Or as I like to call it, gay premium.
Gay plus.
Gay premium. It actually became a thing. A lot of people, because I said it once and it became a trend that a lot of my friends have started saying gay premium. But no, it's like I say. I will always support the real LGBT, the real Pride stuff. And that's not what it is today. I will never support that. I will never support people who are child diddlers and people who expose themselves around kids and are making up hundreds and hundreds of genders that doesn't exist. They are really violent and really evil people. Yeah, they're really evil people in that community.
What do you think about Doctor Who, the way it's gone lately? And I remember reading
it's bullshit.
Russell T. Davies said something about he's trying to indoctrinate kids as young as 6 years old into
That is so
the
wrong.
trans lifestyle or whatever.
It is wrong. It is so wrong. And you're not never. One thing, you shall never force your own sexuality upon kids. No matter if you're a trans person, if you're gay, if you're bi, you're never gonna force any of that on your kid. Your kids, they will figure out who they are themselves. Let them be kids. And
Yeah,
let them
that's
grow.
so evil. Like that's a time where they're supposed to be innocent. They're supposed to play. They're supposed to, like you said, figure things out step by step and ask questions as they need you.
Yeah,
I had no.
They go through so many changes through adolescence, just immense amount of changes, and with puberty too. A lot of things change in kids' heads.
Exactly.
And while we can think back, I certainly can think back. I certainly can think back to when I was in junior high and high school, and know that there were kids that were odd, in my opinion. But we're talking the '80s, and so it wasn't so much in our face. I wasn't really exactly aware of what was happening to these kids, but I knew that they weren't like. They were a minority, okay? Regardless of what they're trying to push on us, they were a fucking minority. They were not the majority. And, I didn't feel sorry for them. They were just different. And maybe they turned out that way in their adulthood. I happen to know that at least one of them did, and that's about it. But you got to let them go through all that. You can't be, and now they're talking about hormone suppression pills in their teens.
I've heard a lot about that.
No kids or teens are ever gonna, do these hormone blockers or whatever of these kind of shit.
I think it's horrible. Like
it is.
horrible.
When they're 18, they can decide themselves whatever they want to do with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes,
I agree.
when they're legal age.
But even then, up to 25, your body is still going through changes, and you need your hormones to be natural. The way they are.
I think 25 is more logical. I agree with Jill on that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, when Russell T Davies, I read somewhere, like he's saying, he's trying to push an agenda on kids as young as 6-year-old that are watching Doctor Who. And it's like, I was totally innocent. I had no concept of sex when I was 6. I didn't hit puberty until I was like 13. And that was when I discovered girls, right? Like, but for a 6-year-old to to have somebody pushing a message about
a 6-year-old
transforming their genitals or whatever, it's like that. I find that extremely disturbing.
Yeah,
let's
when
not beat around.
You're gonna play with toys. You're gonna play with toys and all that kind of stuff. You're not gonna.
These surgeries that these people undergo are no different than the Cenobites in Hellraiser. It's mutilating yourself.
Yeah, and I will say like this: a person who is part of that quote unquote halfway part of that community, most transsexual people they decide not to remove. If you are a man to female, that's like what they like to call it. They decide not to remove the penis. They keep it. Most of them do because they normal trans people they understand the risk of doing that. They are more smart when it comes to that.
That's why it's so important to be older and more mature and already have had experiences with your sexuality before you make decisions. Huge decisions about your body like that.
Yeah, and that's why also it is important with therapy and going through stuff and a lot of stuff to figure out who you are with if you feel like that. I'm lucky with since I was young. I had nobody. I had no family, nobody who's gay, bi, or anything when I grew up. I just figured out everything by myself. I just explored the world myself, and then when I got older, I was like, yeah, I'm bi, but I really never came out. I'm just like, yeah, I'm bi, whatever. Who cares? I like men and women, so what? The person I came out to was my dad, and my dad was just like, yeah, no shit, you looked gay when you got born.
That's kind of a cool dad, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I love my dad. We are best friends.
And he's just funny, actually.
Such a great reaction to that.
You didn't feel the need to go out and get a license plate that says I'm bi, or you didn't get a T-shirt that brags or a sticker on your bumper?
Because it's only relevant to the people he wants to date.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, that's what my dad thought it was so funny.
It's like I don't walk in one with a T-shirt going, "I'm a straight white male looking for a lady." It's like,
exactly.
that would be
weird too.
Yeah. Exactly.
No,
It's just like
no.
if you're gay, bi, or whatever, with that, don't try to be special. Just be a normal person like everyone else. It's just you like men, you like both, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
I'm sorry.
Just act normal.
You okay, Joe?
Ish.
Lemon Pie kind of made it more of a joke here. He said, "You look gay when you were born."
Gay.
Yeah.
I like how he spelled the gay.
Yeah, gay. Yeah. No, that was so fun. It was so fun. No, I was really feminine. I really do have a little feminine face, so it kind of fits with that.
That's exactly. You might be onto something there, Kivan. 6 enablers between the governments, the medical professions, finding it highly profitable to treat gender dysphoria.
Oh yeah, they do. They do.
It will continue until someone sues the pants off the medical. And the problem is the governments are in bed with the medical industry and the professionals. The government switch back. They literally have a revolving door out of government into pharmaceutical companies, into medical.
They earn a lot of money, man.
And
it's crazy.
If the pharmaceutical companies make money and the medical companies make money, that so do the politicians.
Yeah,
it's all about money.
It's all about greed.
It's in Norway, it's a really, really agenda woke world to live in. It really is. But
it's all business.
But one thing I like with Norway, one thing, and that is when it comes to mostly when it comes to people want to change the outside how they look if they feel like they're born in their quote unquote wrong body, and that is that the thing that they have to go through here in Norway, it's a long process before they do anything with pills or anything like that, and they normally wait until you're 18 and you're legal to decide yourself. But it's a really long process, a lot of questions, a lot of therapy. They are really like that. It's not like yes. It's really, really heavy rules with that
that's
here.
The way it should be too.
But they're trying to fix it. The government we have, they're trying to. We want them to be more, queer safe. Queer friendly.
No.
Yeah,
I think they need counseling.
They need counseling and everything
before they're going to get surgery. That's just me.
Surgery
I
or pills
I want to
in
make
general.
sure we make sure to say hello to Darren Wagner.
Yeah, hey.
Wow, Shigama, Darren. How you doing, brother? Long time.
Hello and hi.
Hail.
And hello. And Tony Stark, would you mind reading this for my friend Lemon Pie?
Yeah, let me put on a proper face. Here we go.
Gotta love lemon.
Oh, wait a minute. I do have a t-shirt that says, "I'm a straight man looking for ladies."
Actually, maybe I should get a t-shirt like that too. It might, never know, it might happen.
Just for fun.
I've seen the FBI.
Then at least no one will question.
Yes, that's.
I'll probably get slapped if I wear a t-shirt like that, sadly. But oh well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I hope you all are prepared to hear the songs of my children.
And with this is the problem too. If you start really young, and that is that it can kill kids. It can harm kids, destroy their whole life if you start with these puberty blockers as kids. It's a lot of damage that can happen, and that's why kids shall never. Even if they're 18 and have to go through a different puberty around 18 and up. Well, then you have to, no matter what. When you're starting as a kid, it can easily kill you. Easily.
Oh, yes.
I would think that my t-shirt would say enough, but
and made Grey Wolf. I think that should only be for cases in which that child truly is of that gender and isn't being manipulated into believing that they are.
Or the
one. See, that's the other thing too. Jill just nailed it right there. I mean, because you know what? Let the kid grow old until he's not grow old. Like let the kid become an adult, and then the kid can decide who or what he is. She is.
Yeah.
Because
there are the 1 to 2% rare cases where a child will know, but the problem is that there are kids that are being brainwashed into believing they're somebody who they're not.
Yep.
And so differentiating those two things are the
because you have people right now that says, "Oh, we are gonna have a kid. My kid is gay. My kid is trans. My kid is this," and they're gonna treat the
Yeah.
kid like that, and then that's gonna fuck up their brain, and later on in life that
Yep.
can ruin
That's
their
right.
life, and it's a lot of things that can happen with that.
So
welcome back, Richard's fake.
Parents want the kid to be something, and they say this is what you're going to be, which I think is really scary.
Right.
Yeah, that is really scary.
And
everyone deserves the right to choose for themselves what they want to be and who they want to be. Everyone has their own right to make that decision.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should have to make a decision until they've experienced puberty and had puberty for a year or two, and then they could decide.
Yeah, they won't know until they're in their mid-20s. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know who I was until about 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know how great girls were until I hit puberty. And I was like, hey, girls,
guys, I got a confession. I gotta make it. This has been weighing on my heart for a long time.
Oh no,
it's time.
Go. No. Sit, Ed.
Go for it, Tony.
Go ahead, brother.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I sexually identify as a sexual identity. I know.
How does that work?
Oh.
Well, then I want to identify as a rich person.
No,
Me
somebody's
too.
somebody's already took billions from me. The start card is getting a little thin because people are identifying as wealthy people.
Oh, that's right. How many parents do we have on the panel? Who has kids on the panel besides Jill?
Not any that I know of.
Not me.
No.
I've only been a stepdad, but that's 3 years ago now. That's my experience of being a father. But for me, it doesn't matter if it's my blood or not. It's the love you get for the child, and especially when they call you dad. That's a special feeling. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm just wondering. So I guess the question was to parents, but maybe if you don't have kids, you have an opinion. Are there parents out there that will sort of encourage their kid to become a transgender?
Of course.
It gives them attention.
Oh yeah, yes.
They get to be a center of
many of
attention
them.
as well.
I have met people like that. Because I'm quote unquote part of that stupid community.
I just can't imagine being that selfish.
There are, unfortunately. And if you have TikTok, you will see.
Are you kidding?
Selfish like that all the time.
They want to push an agenda.
I can't. As a parent, I can't imagine ever wanting to do that. You want your kids to enjoy their imagination, enjoy being watching cartoons, and
That's because for them, it's not about raising a kid.
Right.
That's all it should be about. And when those
should
topics come up, they're going to bring it to you. You don't have to bring it to them.
Exactly. You said it so well, Jill.
That's a challenge to Tony.
You nailed it, Jill. Yeah.
Yo.
Yep.
Lemon pie identifies as a citrus.
I see. He wants me to bow before him because he's claiming to be the emperor of mankind.
The emperor of the citrus fruits, at least.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Listen. I know some really strong people, like this guy here.
It's funny how dumb you are.
I've seen the faces of gods. What can I say? So, we'll see.
Yeah. No, well said, man.
Yep. No, just let kids be kids, Let them be kids. Let them grow. Let them have fun. And they will figure out who they are in the end by themselves.
That's how it works. I mean, you know what? Just fucking let kids be kids. Let kids run out and go play in the dirt and kick around in mud puddles and and all that. And fuck that. Let them be them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Don't sit there and fucking tell them that, do you think you might be this? Do you think you might be that? No, fuck you. Fuck off. Oh, man.
Basically, your job is pretty easy as a parent. You just take them to the park and let them go.
Yeah, exactly.
They figure it
Yeah,
out.
just
And
well, Jill's a great mother. Like, I know Jill well enough to know she's an awesome mom, and you just look after them and you feed them. You make sure they get enough sleep, and you take them. You watch. You put some great movies on for the kids to watch. And take them out.
Yeah, I
And
just
do
showed my
whatever, right?
5-year-old daughter Peter Pan because she asked for Tinkerbell. And I know Tinkerbell shows up a lot,
exactly,
but I
There you
showed
go.
her
exactly,
the original.
That's exactly
exactly.
it, though. You just give the kids, keep the kids happy and safe, and it's like it'll turn out well. Like, don't put
Yeah,
an agenda on the poor kids, right?
Let
yeah,
them.
You
and
know.
that's the
Yeah,
problem.
there you
That's
go.
the problem. That yeah, exactly. But that's the problem with a lot of entertainment these days when it comes to movies and TV shows. They're putting all this identity politics in them, and
Oh,
that's when
jeez.
I, it's like a
Yeah.
lot on Disney or whatever. It's like so much identity politics, with they, thems, and sexualities and pronouns. It's like stop doing that. Come on, just make a
Yep.
goddamn normal Disney movie with a princess story or something, a Lion King or something like that. Uh, A
Yep.
kid can just enjoy and being a kid and escape the real world.
Well, that's what Disney used to be. Like, I was a kid in the '60s, and I saw Mary Poppins and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and all those classic films, right, in the theaters. And there was no like politics in any of those movies, that I was aware of anyway. It was just like good fun entertainment, taking you to a fantasy world, as a kid where you could escape, for a couple of
Yeah,
hours and have a great time. And that's what
exactly.
Disney was. I loved Disney back then,
They should
and
go back
now
to
it's
that.
like I don't understand
Yes.
Disney anymore.
It's like
Right.
when I get my own kid, when I finally find someone that I want to be with, and I get my own kids. And I know I always get like, Jason, you're crazy. You want that many kids? Yeah, it's like even though I'm bisexual, my future is with a woman. Because it's also my belief. I'm a Norse pagan, and yeah, I kind of want like 8 to 10 kids, but that's just
Whoa,
part of my religion and who I
whoa,
am. Yeah,
okay.
it's part of being a Norse pagan is that
I
we
love ambition.
yeah, the thing is that we want to have a big legacy after we're gone.
Wow, you're lucky.
Mm,
I'm
All
too
right.
old now to have kids. Like,
Yeah, he wants
you
to
know,
be. He wants to have
yeah,
a house.
I
I missed
want
the boat. I missed the boat,
but
but it's like it's
but
okay.
But what I want to do, I want to watch them. Even though I'm not a Disney guy with old movies, I'm in the few movies that from Disney I like it. But I'm not a Disney guy, never been. I grew up differently. I grew up, watching horror movies. Like that's kid movies for me. Horror
Ah,
movies and action and Asian martial art movies and stuff like that. So I grew up a little bit differently with my dad. But that's because he figured out that I had a lot of the same. I liked a lot of the same stuff he was watching, and I understood everything was film. And I also, I wanted to start with film. I wanted to work with film. That was my dream as a kid, and that's what I started working with later on in life. But what I want to do when I have a kid, I even though I don't like Lion King, but I want to put on the real Lion King movie, right? All these old Disney movies, whatever. That's what I want to do with my kid, watch his
Mhm.
family movies with the kid or kids, that's what I want to do. I don't want any TV show or movies with any political agenda or anything like that. I just want a good family film, that the kid can enjoy, dream away, about Tinkerbell, Peter Pan, Treasure Planet, uh, High School Musical, for example, too, what all this kind of stuff, just
actually, the original animated Peter Pan is pretty awesome. You want to consider that one.
It is.
It's
oh yeah,
it's
I've
really
seen it.
good.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah,
Musicals are great, Jason. I'm glad to hear you say that. Not enough people speak up for
but I'd
musicals,
say
and I
Jason, like, please, consider some of those older Disney films because they're pretty fabulous. Really, they
Yeah,
really are great
I've
films.
seen them. I have seen most of them. The thing is that I saw Treasure Planet when I was younger and Atlantis and some other movies. But when it came to like the bigger movies, I was 18 the first time I really watched them with my ex-fiance because she loved Disney and she wanted to watch them. And the first thing that came out of my mouth when I saw Lion King, this is fucking bullshit piss movie that I've ever fucking seen. This is a fucking
Oh,
ripoff of Kimba the White Lion that came out many years before, and that's Japanese cartoon, anime, TV series, and movie that Lion King just ripped off. That was my first response when I saw. And that when you watch them back to back, you can see everything Lion King stole. It was even, a little court case because of it.
There are a lot of great Japanese animated movies, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I love anime. So, but still, I want to watch these kind of movies with my kid. Either way, I don't need to be a biggest fan of them. I want my kid to have fun. That's more important for me.
Which is that Disney movie that's a great musical that has Mickey Mouse as the conductor? Is that Fantasia?
Fantasia.
That's Fantasia, yeah.
I actually was lucky enough to see that in a theater in the 60s because they did a re-release of it. Because that's like 30s or something, that film, I believe. And it's a great film if you see it on a gigantic screen like I did. Like,
a good kids movie and a family movie. Even though I'm not a fan of it myself, but it's a good family and kids movie. That it is.
And the thing is, too, it's hit or miss, right? There's some segments I love and some segments I could do without. Like I could do without the dancing hippos, for instance. But I mean, the Mickey Mouse at the start is kind of fun, and then when they get to the Night on Bald Mountain with Migorsky's classical music score, it's like, wow, that's really good stuff. The last part of the film, so I do recommend Fantasia. It's a good movie. It really is.
I recommend it to parents out there. If if you're a parent and have kids, I heavily recommend that movie, and even Lion King and all this old Disney stuff. Even Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Atlantis, all this kind of stuff, and have a great time. With family, your kid, and all that kind of stuff. I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, I don't know if you know this, but I have a 3-liter capacity ox horn that I want to fill to the brim with mead and share with you.
Wow.
I would love some real mead right now. I always say when I'm sick, proper strong mead always does the trick.
It does. He's not wrong.
I'm not
very
wrong.
good.
Really.
I love mead. Yes.
Same here.
It's just
mead
so expensive. We have a lot of like aviaries. What are bee places called?
Apiaries.
Apiaries. Yeah. See, so there's no actual monkeys or apes in an apiary, which was confusing.
No. Beehive. I like to see her try and make a beehive out of me.
Yeah. Right. Who would win? Beehive versus monkey. The hive of bees versus monkey. Who wins?
I think the bees would win. I think the bees would win.
Maybe,
especially if the bees.
The bees would win.
Yeah, because there are many.
Unless the monkey has a lake to jump into.
If the bees got really angry, I think they'd win.
Or a club.
Yeah.
A monkey. Okay, a
monkey doesn't have the constitution to handle that many bee stings. Now, chimpanzee, on the other hand, could.
Okay, monkey with a shotgun.
Oh my!
Oh, that's a great distinction, Tony. Because we're technically we're great apes, but we won't admit it because we think we're better than everybody. But
that's true.
But chimpanzees are smarter, and yes, they would know how to handle bees better than.
But it's a shotgun, right? So that means they got 2 shots. So are they good at reloading? Is my question.
Oh, right, that's a good question.
If it was me versus just one bee, I could probably die because I'm allergic.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
So
I'm allergic to some bees, but not all. I'm definitely allergic to red wasps, though. So
you guys got EpiPens like close by, like.
I don't leave my adrenaline at home. Like
no, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't leave home without it.
and I know monkeys are not apes. Chimpanzees and gorillas are apes, but monkeys are not apes. I know that.
That's correct. If they have a tail, then they're probably not an ape.
Which is one of the reasons why Dragon Ball Z's English dub got that wrong. An Uzuru is a great monkey.
Yeah. But yeah, some proper meat.
Hey, Spidey, you still awake? Spidey?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Oh, okay. Just want to double check there. Like I wasn't sure because you went.
I am nodding off. I am getting sleepy, so I don't know how much longer we can go. But what is Richard Spake talking about?
Well, if you want to go, man, I can still keep hosting.
Yeah,
I'm still.
I might do that. I might do that in a little bit, Rod. Thanks, I appreciate that. What?
God, it's
I can
amazing.
still hold down the fort. I mean, because the rest of us still sound pretty goddamn smart, you know. And like I'm fucking, I'm still
Oh,
fairly
that is
jacked.
so good of you, Rod. And that carries on the spirit of Cardinal Sin right there, is wanting to carry
Well,
on the stream. But Spidey's
Well,
really
because
good at knowing exactly
I
when
still
he's got to
feel
go.
fairly jacked.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I just want to remember the day that Spidey didn't show up and we were all worried about him, so we kept it going anyway. So yeah, you can do that, Spidey. You know, if you want to crash, we're always good to keep going there, guy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah,
brother, man. Like no, like I'm still pretty good. Like man, I've still got plenty of beer in the fridge, and like I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I feel good. I got
yeah,
cool
yeah.
drinks
And
in
it's
the
almost
kitchen.
10 in the day here, so you know I've been awake all night.
Yeah. Oh, you lucky bastard.
I live in the
yeah.
future. I live in the
He's
future.
from
yeah.
the
Well, yeah. What I'm saying,
distant
you
future.
got 8 hours ahead of me.
Okay, I will say that the future still sucks. It's not good yet. You know, it still
Does
sucks.
everything still not work in the future? We can call
Yeah,
up
it still
Dark
sucks.
Helmet and confirm it.
Yeah, it still sucks.
Oh my god.
Are we heading to a dystopian future? Is that what you guys are saying there? Like,
Yeah.
I think we're halfway there already.
yeah, really. Like,
well,
yeah.
you know, totally, man.
I do
all
try
I
to
know
maintain
is
I still got
I've been
plenty of
on
beer in
the
the
air.
fridge.
I've been on the air since.
Tony, if you're nodding off too, that's fine.
Yeah, you've been
nobody
on
would
all day
kill
there.
you.
I've been on the air. This will be
Shit,
hour
man,
8.
you had 8. You were on 6 hours, and that was prior to us.
And I
So,
performed
man,
for the first half, and that was after getting a little nap after performing a 4-hour-long after party.
That's right.
damn, man, yeah, I know that too. Holy crap!
Oh my
I mean, because I got up and I ran my. I had a good night. I went to bed and I had a good night's sleep because I knew that. Well, I was going to get up at 4 and go run my hills. Then I wanted to be up for like several more hours to be able to. Well, okay, I still took a 2-hour nap, but then I went up and grabbed my brother way up in Edmonton first, you know, and then we went down and we saw Deadpool 3, you know, and like and we chatted for a bit and like I took him back home and then like headed home and like
Rod,
no,
when you say you go up the hills, how long does that take? Like,
Nice
I mean,
photo.
how far do you go?
Oh, it's approximately 45 minutes. It's a mile. These two hills that are about they're 300 meters, which is about an eighth of a mile long. Two of them. And then as a result, basically I run 4 of them. I run down one, up another.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and like that's basically the half.
That's good. That's good. That's really smart.
Yeah, and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically the halfway point. Like I get up to like the far peak of like the other hill, and then I come back down, and then I go back up, and like that's basically 4 times up and down. And like
Spidey,
as I
can you
said,
put that
these
picture
hills
back
are.
up and tell us the story behind that picture, please, while I step away to
I'd like
go
to
do
hear
something.
about that too.
Please.
Actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm just thinking though, it's like okay, Rod. If they do a 4th Deadpool movie, I'm guessing Rod's going to play. He's going to play Wolverine in the next one.
He's Rod cool.
A massive. Yeah, you're well over 6.
Thunderpool.
6'3", yeah.
So, Spidey, you're a little shorter than I imagined you being, buddy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not a big dude.
But
I'm
he's the
only
perfect
5'6".
size for Wolverine, you know.
So you're 6'3", Rod. So Spidey's like what?
5'6".
5'6".
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
Even
Spidey's
I
height.
am taller than
short
Spidey.
enough.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was wondering because
See,
there's a bit of a
notice
discrepancy in the height there. So
I'm actually bent forward.
Yes, I appreciate that to get in the frame. Yes.
To get in the frame of the photograph, yes.
Well, it's like who gives a crap about person's height? Like I don't. It's like
No,
big deal.
I love it for travel. It's very, very helpful. Absolutely.
You probably fit into
Good
those
for
airline
you.
seats. That was my problem. I was too big in the airline seats, and I had to get the extension belts when I flew to Vancouver for the Damn concert back in June. It's like it was a real pain in the butt, you know. It's like,
well, let me. There's some.
I'm too big. I'm too big.
There's some scuba diving caves that I went to in Tasmania that I barely squeezed through. If I was any bigger, I wouldn't have been able to get through. So yeah,
I couldn't do caves.
I probably wouldn't have. Yeah, no.
I couldn't do caves. I'm too claustrophobic for caves.
Yeah.
I've been to Cozumel.
You're absolutely right. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you to read this, Tony. Actually, I thought you might have a voice.
Well, let me just pick one off the shelf. Let's go with this one.
Bees are cool and mostly chill. Wasps, on the other hand, are spiteful, vindictive urchins from hell. We hate them! But there's nothing but misery, precious.
That is.
I don't want to put the Lord of the Rings on.
Yes.
Are you looking for your precious now?
Yeah. No, I don't.
That was good.
There was a lot of booze to be had. Lemon
That's
pie.
good
There was
accent.
a lot of booze.
I liked it.
Yeah, that night. Hey, Buster.
So
stop
we're
it.
not sure what happened. I think he better low.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hobo with a shotgun.
Well, that came down to again, like Spidey said, you know, there was a lot of booze to be had that night. So, you know, that's
indeed. It was
probably why my
that
shirt
looked like
disappeared.
a really fun night. Well, so y'all met up. That's the coolest thing is when YouTubers get to meet up, and I'm so happy that picture.
Yeah,
100%. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
It would be nice if more of us could get together sometime in real life, but I don't know if it'll ever.
Yeah, how long did you guys get to hang out?
It's gonna happen. You know what? Because I'm gonna win the lottery, or my book is gonna hit it big. Man, I'm gonna have I'm gonna fly us. No, I'm gonna fly us all together, man.
I think so, Rod. How it all blended together, dude. How many nights did I sleep?
3 nights together. That's better than I thought.
I think it was only like 2.
I got a few hours
maybe it was
with other
3 days.
YouTubers.
3 days, 2 nights. Okay,
Heck,
3 days, 2 nights.
How long we hung
Yeah,
out?
yeah, that's right.
Rob Wright and Gary Ambrosia and Nick from Echo
Oh, that'd be so
Base
much fun, Tony. That'd be fun.
Yeah, man, we had fun. We hung out for 3 days.
That's great. That's great. You got to do that too. I mean, I got to meet some YouTubers. Unfortunately, it was because of more of a pilgrimage than a hangout, just to celebrate Klobby.
Yeah.
But it was still good to meet, Mark D with the C, Raquel, and everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just to see people in 3 dimensions, like you said, is something that is special.
It is
exactly
strange.
3 dimensions. I like how you put that.
It is strange.
It's like you can't give people a hug and a handshake on here, right? Even though we enjoy each other so much. And
yeah, exactly.
I would love to have, if I won the lottery, I'd be booking a hotel for like a weekend somewhere, and I'd be sending everybody plane tickets, and it's like, come on, you gotta join us and have fun.
Get over here now,
So get your ass over here.
No, guys. I promise you, one time, like my book is gonna hit it big, and I'm gonna talk to Doomcock. We're gonna put it all together and like have a nice big like Doomcock and all of us get together because it's fun. It's fucking fun, and like it'd be nice to see us all in person and like have a fucking photo booth too, and because it's not I can't it's. I mean, it's fun and it's wonderful talking to us all talking to each other. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, no, I want us all to like meet each other in 3 dimensions, as Joel said.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I win the lottery before you make it big on your book, that's something I also want to do. I want to do a DoomCon.
I need to start buying lottery tickets.
Does everybody know
that 70s?
Everyone knows that 70s rock fan, Brian?
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, greatness.
So everyone subscribe to his channel if you enjoy entertainment and rock music and famous movies, and he does hockey shows on Saturday nights with Brahma Bull. Yeah, Brian, that 70s rock fan, he is as nice in person as he appears on air. I can tell you that. I've met him twice. And thank you, Jill, for putting his link in the chat. That 70s rock fan.
He's got a cool Scottish accent, too.
He sure does.
Why do you look like you're really trying to hold a crap in, man?
Okay.
Because I'm holding the camera with my arm as far out as I can without making it look like I'm straining my arm to get it out as far as I can.
Your arms are so short.
Yeah, I have Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. Yes.
No. Yeah, exactly.
He's tiny. It kind of looks like
yeah, it is something to when you meet people you really love and love spending time with, and unfortunately, everyone that I have known and worked with, and the people that works with me on 540, I've only met one, and we are good friends in real life because he's also Norwegian, and that is Prismatics. It was something amazing when we finally got to meet in real life. Finally put a face on the voice, right? And just bonding and becoming, bonding.
Yeah, and
becoming
like you said, like when my And by the way, like I said, when my book hits it big, I'm like, we're not going to ignore you guys on the other side of the pond either, man. I just so you know, Jason, and all the others, like Andre fucking too, man.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So thanks, Joe.
No, I would love to, have some of you guys, coming over to Norway, and I can show some, Norwegian culture and some black metal history of music, because that's what we are really known for.
That's one thing that I do want to take a tour of.
I'm actually really I'm big into the music, and I guess Norway's got a lot of good metal bands, don't they? Like
we have a lot of great
Andre's
metal.
Almost,
yeah, I'd love to hear some of those. Damn,
I make music myself
metal,
too.
Man. It's a birthplace.
Yeah, no, this like we call it true Norwegian black metal. That's the real term. Fuck the others, but we are.
Go ahead,
we are
Jason. I'm sorry.
We are the big birth of like black metal in that kind of sense, because it was Mayhem that inspired a lot of other black metal bands of certain stuff they did that none other did. That was really unique. Even though Mayhem has a fucked up history because of Varg Vikernes and Euronymous, two fucked up people that one is dead because the other guy killed him. The other one lives in France or something now, and
that sounds pretty weird.
yeah, it was a really fucking shit show with the whole story. With them. And I also I'm a little bit part of the community here in Norway in the metal stuff.
Okay.
They do have a movie called Lords of Chaos about Mayhem, but the movie's a lot of false information, some real information. It's different things. I understand they ever wanted to make a movie, and the movie it's a fun movie if you don't know the full real story. If you just look at it as a movie, it's a fun movie. It's an interesting movie. But when you know about the story, you will sit there and be like, you know what? This is not what happened. This person didn't exist.
Oh, that's not
good. So you sit and you're gonna be like that, because the story with Mayhem is that Euronymous Øystein was one of the guys who started the band. So he was already fucked up crazy in his head, probably homosexual too. A lot of people thought he was gay. There were rumors that they found a dildo with poop on it after he died. A rumor, but
that sounds like a good name for a punk band, Dildo Poop,
Yeah, right. No, so
hey, Jason. Oh, sorry. Jason, just curious. Have you heard of the London Boys?
It sounds really familiar.
And they only had one hit song, and then all of a sudden, like, they were going up to the top of a French ski hill, and then they got killed by a drunk driver.
Oh,
jeez, that's kind of dark. Wow.
Yeah. So also, Yeah, with Mayhem, what happened, the big first shocking thing that happened was that
Sorry,
their new
sorry, yeah.
vocalist, the one of the first, new vocalists, in the band of Mayhem from Sweden, uh, he was named Dead. He called himself Dead. He was obsessed with death. He had some mental illness that got worse when he was with the band, mostly because Euronymous, the other people in the band, some of them did quit after what happened. Because what happened with that is that he actually killed himself. He blew his head off and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, that's
So
not
what Øystein did, Euronymous did, is that when he came home to their place, the first thing he did when he saw the body, I'm gonna go to the store, a little gas station, buy a camera, move the body and the gun and everything, take a picture out of it, use it as a cover, and send it to people. Yes. So already there, he was really fucked up. He also took pieces of the skull.
wow.
This is quote unquote
Well,
on rumor. We really don't know if this
That's
was real or
very
not.
messed up. Yeah.
So the story is that he did take pieces of the skull, made it into a necklace to give to everybody in the band. I
Oh
don't know how
God.
much true that is, but some people say it is. Some people are a little unsure.
It's like
But
do this, but they
You
really
you
crazy with that.
you'll have to forgive me if I have no desire to listen to that band. I'm sorry. After
No,
hearing
no, no. I
that,
will
it's
say
like,
no, no.
ugh.
I will get to the good part with it.
Oh, that's dark.
Because but that was because Euronymous did run it, and he was an idiot with a lot of things. He made great music, fantastic music. He was a genius with guitar and
Huh.
everything, but he had some messed up stuff in his head. We don't know what really went on with in his head. And then we get Varg Vikernes in the band, and he's not in the band anymore. Of course, now it's only good people in the band because they did come back as a band with only good people. Now they're great people, fantastic people. They are not fucked up in the head like those two people. So I will suggest listening to them. Just ignore those two people, in my view, if you don't want to listen to them. But the other people and some of the originals and some new people are in the band now, and I love Mayhem. They will always be a big inspiration with music. But Varg Vikernes comes into the band, and he's an egomaniac, a little bit more of a rich guy compared to the others. He called himself Bursum. It's a lot of stuff with him. He owned Øystein money. Øystein owned Bursum money because Øystein borrowed money from uh, Bursum. A lot of big stuff like that happened. A lot of arguments, a lot of shit that went through that. And Varg Vikernes is also, he wanted to promote his album, and he was already crazy in his head. So what he decided to do was burn down churches in Norway. So he burned down a lot of. So we have churches that have a lot of story when we go there. They've been built up again, of course, a replica of the originals, of course.
That's
And
an outrageous marketing campaign. I just got to add there.
yeah, no, it did really well for him at that time. At
Wow.
that time, yeah.
Fantastic.
Um, yeah, it was really fucked up things. So get all over the news. He put the picture on his album stuff, shit like that. He did not deny what he did. And one of the times, they also found a bomb in one of the church that he was gonna explode a
Oh,
bomb.
jeez.
And then when he got more famous, they took pictures of him and all that. But later on, we're gonna skip some of the small stories. Later on, Øystein and Bursum had a big argument about a lot of stuff, money and other stuff. So Øystein, Euronymous, that's Øystein. He wanted to fire Bursum, get him away from the band, yada yada. So a lot of stuff happened with that, and then of course Bursum gets the letter, blah blah blah, and then he travels from Bergen to Oslo to talk with Øystein, but Bursum is there to kill him, and the reason is because Bursum heard this first, that Øystein wanted to kill him and make a snuff film out of him in the forest. And when Bursum also knew about that, he drove from Bergen and everything to Oslo. And then the big art. We don't know what happened in the apartment. We don't know what they talked about and all that kind of stuff. But what happened is that Bursum killed him, stabbed him was it like 20, over 20 times or around 20 times with the knife, and killed him. And after that, Bursum got taken to prison. Of course, they figured it out. A lot of stuff happened. Of course, he went out. He went out of prison. Now he lives in France, and he's still the most neo-Nazi racist person you can ever find. Kanye West loves the guy. Wow. Kanye West, he loves Bursum. So Kanye West has like a T-shirt with Bursum on it. So Bursum got a question on Twitter, because he has a Twitter. I saw the tweet.
Oh my god!
And a guy asked Bursum, "Yeah, Varg, aka Bursum, do you like black people now?" And Varg, Bursum, was like, "Nope."
Well,
wow.
He is such a messed up fucking person.
Yeah,
but it's a whole big story there.
Hell of a story. Jeez, man, like I'm exhausted.
Yeah, so it's
that makes the Sex Pistols look like a bunch of pussies. I gotta say.
Oh, they are compared.
Seriously, like that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it really is. But I will always remember that they did create a lot of stuff you hear in metal these days are inspired from Mayhem. When it comes to certain beats, are inspired by Mayhem, and they did a big
Do they have any
change.
albums on YouTube?
They have a lot of new albums with the new lineup.
Just type in Mayhem on YouTube and we'll find something.
Oh yeah, you will find albums, music videos, everything. They are big people.
I need to check. Oh, I'm big. I've been a big music fan since 1971, so I gotta check them out.
Yeah. No, we have a lot of great stuff here in Norway. I have a band too, called Freeze Frame. So
are you on YouTube at all?
Yeah. We have it on our main channel, 540 Studio. We do have a couple of songs on our main channel. But I am gonna remove that at some point, because I'm gonna put all my music into one channel. I have two projects. I have one solo project on YouTube called T Shirai. That's my solo project. It's a little metal, but at the same time not. It's like my own type of genre of music. And then we have Freeze Frame, and that's more electronic, synth metal, and stuff like that.
More experimental, it sounds like. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Spidey, you want to post his channel for us? If you
it's already up there right now.
Yeah, it's been up for the last 3-4 minutes.
Okay,
PvP,
I've been in the private chat here, so I'll have to switch back.
Where you been? PvP, you're on the show. Come on, where you been?
No, I've been on StreamYard.
Fucking with you, man.
Don't break my balls.
Gotta do it. Sorry, you set that one up, bro. Sorry.
Where was it? Now I'm missing it somehow. I'm missing it. Oh shit.
So well, at least I can do this. At least if it's okay for Spidey that I show the song of my solo project.
Yeah, if you have the rights to it,
I don't.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hey, all my music is mine. Nobody needs to fucking worry about copyright, because everything is mine.
Nice.
Jason's a really good screamer. If you guys like metal screamers, man, Jason is
he's
got it down like mad.
He's top notch. He's top notch.
This is the solo project, my own, but just my own solo thing, not the band stuff.
Is this gonna make me sleepy more? Is this gonna put me? Is this good bedtime music?
This is.
I sleep to death metal sometimes.
This is a song. This is a song about the society, politicians, the fucking false prophets out there, as I like to call them, and so it's based on a lot of that. A really personal song with that. So let's get into it. You have sound, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the shadows of deceit, where freedom meets its demise, our voice is crushed as the politicians deceive and feed us endless lies. Say that we're cowards and the words of one's to blame. Don't act surprised when the wolf knocks on your door. Whoa! 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 You can throw me to the lions. You should know I'm not scared of dying. I don't run, fucker. I kill, motherfucker. And I'm here, motherfucker. You can try to beat me. Step inside, fucker. You're next, motherfucker. But you're pushing my limits. Maybe I'm sick, because I'm not really scared of the consequence. I refuse to follow. How can they be the voice of a generation when the only voice they listen to is in their own mind? While sitting in their castles dressed like kings, to feel like the world's beneath their feet. Throw me to the lions! You should know I'm not scared of dying! I don't run, fucker. I kill, motherfucker. And I'm here, motherfucker. You can try to beat me. Step inside, fucker. You're next, motherfucker. You're pushing my limits. Maybe I'm sick, because I'm not really scared of the consequence. I refuse to follow. They made us part of this pervert freak shows, but your arguments are goddamn hollow, feeding lies for us to swallow. Action speaks louder than words. Break free from the wheel of slaves and then start walking, cause I've had enough. Consumed by their own echo in chambers of arrogance. Whoa! Tell a voice that it's like you, this is my control. This ain't a slime trying to defy us. I reject the laws of the false prophets. You can throw me to the lions. You should know I'm not scared of dying. I don't run, fucker. I kill, motherfucker. And I'm here, motherfucker. You can try to beat me. Step inside, fucker. You're next, motherfucker. But you're pushing my limits. Maybe I'm sick, because I'm not really scared of the consequence. I refuse to follow. Whoa.
Yeah, so that's my solo project.
That was awesome.
Nice.
I mean, come on. Seriously. A
Yes,
nice
I'm
interlude too. A very nice musical interlude. Amidst all of our
So
bantering all
when
night,
do you want to open for us, man?
Yeah, like could really use some good opening acts for our shows.
Oh, thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm working on 2
Spidey
albums. Working on
Spidey
2
needs more
albums.
musical interludes like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm working on an album with my band. You know, the electronic metal, more anime style, whatever, stuff like that. So we're working on that, and of course I'm also working on my solo project, of course. So it's gonna be 2 albums, 1 solo and 1 with the band. And next year me and my band, we're gonna do full black metal album, we think.
Nice.
You're gonna
That
get
is
technical with it.
awesome.
You're gonna get technical with it.
We're gonna do.
I wish I
guitar
knew.
work.
We will see what happens. The thing with me and my friend is that we just have a lot of fun. We just try to make something, and then whatever floats our boat. It's like even with my solo
Well,
music,
good work
you
on the
know.
last one.
Yeah, thank you. And that's me completely alone with not the band. And what I normally do, I just sit down, I try to make some beats and see what I like and don't like, and I try to mix stuff that I like, and I don't have any genre. I just mix what I like. That's all.
You sing what's on your heart, not your mind.
Nice.
Oh yeah, everything, all the lyrics that I have, it's all about personal stuff.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah. I have over 20 songs that I've been writing for many years, and it just gets more and more. But you know, this song is really personal to the politicians, especially in Norway, and how they run Norway, and how much I fucking hate the politicians in Norway. And
They all do. I've heard. You
most
guys,
people,
all of you.
yeah,
I'm just saying, just because from what I've heard, too. You know, like not just you, but like Sweden and Denmark, and you know.
Yeah,
we can say it like that the party I normally voted for is not gonna get my vote next year. after what the leader of the party said.
Yeah.
Because she said, yeah, if I lived in America, I would vote for Biden because, all that kind of stuff. She's like really woke now with a lot of stuff. And no, I was like, no, you used to be better. You say the things I agree with, but you think Biden is better. It's like everybody has different views, of course, but a guy who does she kind of said that we know where we have Biden, and I'm like, he doesn't know where the fucking toilet is.
He doesn't, and at any point, he doesn't know what city he's in.
Exactly, and
or who's his wife.
So I'm like, the party I used to vote for? What the fuck are you talking about?
He's got
not even a point of left or right. That man needs some medical assistance. He's gone past the ability to be a servant.
He bounces off a wall.
Left to right is just the way he's facing.
Yeah, so that's what this song is about. And we have some couple other songs on a 540 channel with the band. And I'm using more autotune on that because that's electronic anime styled metal. So of course it's a little bit different. You can still hear my voice, but it's a little different. I'm not afraid to say, oh, I'm using a little autotune here and there for certain music I do, because I use it as for the type of genre we're creating with the song.
No, I normally I would be like, oh no, auto-tune, but I know that where you're a musician, you're using
so you're using auto-tune as an artistic choice, not as a crutch.
It's an accent versus a replacement. It
sounds like it was all of his voice.
I generally gotta be honest, I hate auto-tune generally.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not a big fan of it myself, but when it comes to like more Swedish, Norwegian, electronic, metal stuff, it's kind of part of the whole vibe to the music.
It has its place. It's in my channel intro.
It has EDM in it too. Yeah, it has EDM in it.
Appropriate to the genre you're doing, I can see it. Right.
See, Jason, I was in Cuba, and I actually met two German heavy metalers. Actually,
why were you guys?
That's awesome.
One was one went by the name. His name was Eden, and the other one was Soren, and they were part of their own band. And awesome. But they were a heavy metal band, and and part of the reason why they liked coming to Cuba was actually just because they now understand. I'm reflecting what they said, not what I do, but but as they were German, they kind of liked hiding away from the Americans, because the Americans was like, oh, you're German, are you? Oh, well, yeah. What happened? We're back in 1920, and they were just kind of like, that was my fucking grandparents. I don't care, and but they were heavy metalers, and hey, they were the ones who actually got me into Austrian death metal. You heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the heavy metal one with every one of Arnold's sayings was made into a death punk song.
Did they play any concerts in Cuba there, Rod?
That's nice.
No, because they were they were there just to relax. They didn't, But the point is but I connected with them they gave us their their Facebook and as soon as we got back home, I was like, hey, yes, a day or two later, yes, Eden, Soren, they showed us too the EDM festivals as well. Holy cow!
Yeah.
You guys in Europe know how to rock, man. We don't.
Thank you.
We have no idea.
So this is Facade. This is a song basically about my ex-girlfriend. So this is in more of the genre we are doing with the band, because every song we do is different.
So this is a more romantic tune, I'm guessing then.
No, it's a breakup song, of course. On
Oh
sad shit.
fuck! So it's like it's like a breakup fuck you song.
Yeah. I have a couple of
Oh
them. Yeah.
no!
Well, just
Well, I shouldn't have asked. Oh well.
And I'm not the one who screams in this one, though. That's my friend who screams in this one.
Well, no.
Oh god. I'm glad all the girlfriends I broke up with were years before YouTube. I didn't have to do songs about them. Oh my god.
Protected by these walls, I've built from what's inside. I've already killed, and nobody knows what I've been through. Nobody knows that it was you. But I won't let my heart be fooled again. I've learned my lesson, I will pretend. I see through your facade.
And this is more melodic for sure, though.
All the broken pieces shattered all around me. They've been lying there since the day that you left me. Protected by these walls I've built, but what's inside I've already killed. And nobody knows what I've been through. Nobody knows that it was you. But I won't let my heart be fooled again. I've learned my lesson, I will pretend. I see through your facade. Feeling the truth, feeling my face. Feeling my face. Words spoken, promises unkept. Every moment tangled in a web of deceit. Too many lies for me to memorize. All the broken pieces shattered all around me. They've been lying there since the day that you left me. I fight to find pieces of me lost in the night. A soul wounded, left behind, concealing the truth, sealing my fate. But I won't let my heart be fooled again. I've learned my lesson, I will pretend. I see through your facade.
Yep.
Wow.
That's some of the band
Right
stuff.
on. I'm going to use this as my point in the juncture to wish you all a wonderful evening. I am spent.
Thanks for coming by, brother. Man.
No problem. No problem.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good sleep there, buddy.
I plan to. I'm gonna have a show tomorrow, but it's gonna be relatively short. It's gonna be my
can't
call
go
out.
forever.
Get some sleep, brother. Go to sleep.
I'm going to here in a little bit. I do have
Crash,
a show
Thanks.
tomorrow.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tony,
Everyone's
for
gonna
being here.
crash once in a while, right?
Yeah, so I do have a
I'm
show
so glad.
tomorrow.
You do have
you
it.
were here, and
Please.
you're gonna, tomorrow you're gonna talk about Fallout in
Yeah,
some
well,
capacity. Or are you gonna talk
another
about
episode of
stories from the games?
Well, I'm
Or what are
hoping
you gonna
that
do?
Beard will divulge a little bit about Fallout London.
Fallout London. My husband is playing it right now, and he's enjoying it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He says the ambiance is really great. It looks really classic.
I'm sensing a crossover scenario here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Tony. Good night to you.
Good night there, Tony.
You guys have a blessed night.
Good night,
keep
Tony.
the party going.
See you, man.
You too, buddy.
Good night, Tony. Anybody listening, subscribe to Tony. He's trying to get to 1,000.
I am trying to get to 1,000. I got up to 880 and then went right back down to 879. I feel like YouTube's got me in another plateau. They're pruning. They're being pruned as quickly as they're being added.
I know how it is.
They're pulling a TVA and pruning my universe again.
One step forward,
prune
two
my
steps
universe.
back. It happens.
Again.
Well, yeah. Good luck
It'll
with
work
it,
out
Tony.
okay, Tony. Don't lose faith. It'll work out. Buddy.
Everybody's got that 1K.
Have a good one.
Spidey's still in the 3-digit club with me. We'll be
I
buddies.
sure am.
Nice.
I am still under 100, so don't.
You're in
But
good company.
I don't put the effort that you do into Tony. I just have
I don't do jack
these
shit. So
wonderful,
terrible ratings.
wonderful streams with a bunch of friends. And on that note, I'm also going to head out because it is after 1 in the morning.
You gonna keep it alive for the rest of us, there, Spidey?
Oh yeah,
I will.
absolutely. Yeah,
No, I'm
Rod,
here.
Rod
I'll
is
keep it up.
We can keep it going like we did that week when you vanished and we were going, oh my God, is it alive? We were all we were scared, buddy. We were all concerned about did you get lost in a forest fire or something, man? You know?
We were just concerned for you, man.
Oh yeah.
That's true. We had heard about the forest fires and we thought there was connection.
Well, I did. I was scared and I was worried about it.
Oh, you did.
Sorry, I'm not trying to.
Your fire's to what, 90 miles away, Spidey, right now?
The fires?
20.
No, they're
closer.
They're about 20 miles.
Closer, I think.
20 miles.
Yeah,
oh,
see?
shit. Jeez.
Shit.
Yeah, well, that's not
keep us
scary.
keep us updated there, guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm always fine. I told Jill, never worry. I'll always find a way.
Yes, that's what I told Tony when he was worried about you. That you said you will always be okay.
I will be.
I just want you to be okay, though, Spidey, because I know, we're only like an hour and a half away from each other. And,
that's true.
You know, I've had Kelowna's, last summer, when I went to my cousin's, he's got a condo tower now 16 floors up. So we were watching the fires on the across the lake on West Kelowna, and it was fucking scary, buddy. It was very, very scary.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Some of the flames even jumped across to this side of our lake, and luckily nothing, bad happened. But I'm fully aware of the terror of fires, because it was I think about 20 years ago we lost hundreds of homes here in Kelowna. So anyway, I don't want to keep you. So.
That's true. Yeah, and I was reading.
But yes.
In 1825, 20% of all the forests in New Brunswick burned in a giant forest fire called the Great Miramichi Forest Fire. A third of all the homes in Fredericton, the capital city, burned to the ground. Entire towns, 8 towns, were wiped off the map. It's 1825, so a long time ago. But yeah, one of the biggest in North American history. 20% of the entire province. Oh yeah, it certainly did.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I only live about 5 miles away from where 150 homes burned down, so I'm painfully aware how scary.
Well, see, that's it. There's nothing left in Kelowna's safe because there's nothing left to burn there now, right? After all these fires, all these years.
Well, it seems we're good because we just haven't got it locally, but there's lots of fires in BC.
Yeah, there sure is.
I don't. Thing is, though, we're only in July here, so we got a couple of months left for fire season still. So, Keeping my fingers crossed, Spidey, but God, you never know, right?
Before you go, guys, Lemon Pie has a question.
Pie does have a very important question.
Has anyone hear from Pop lately? Not lately, pal.
I haven't personally heard from him, but the last I heard is that he did have to go back to the hospital. The last time he had to go to the hospital was just because he needed to eat more and he needed to, get some nutrition. And so hopefully that's all it is again, and he'll be back home soon. But I will let you guys know if I hear from him again. I haven't heard since.
Thank you, question.
And that was within the past week.
My last update was we did Lost in Space on Monday a week ago, right, Jill?
Yes.
Well,
that's
almost
what I
2
mean.
weeks ago
About a
now.
week.
It'll be 2 weeks on Monday.
Yes,
Wow,
but the last
believe
post he made was when we did not have a Lost in Space stream, and he said it was because he was going in.
Yeah, I don't go by what he posts anymore because often it just doesn't pan out. He just lets it expire, right? So, because I understand the situation, but it's been almost 2 weeks since we did Lost in Space, and
1 week since he said he went to the hospital. That's
I
it.
think he's probably in the hospital now, even because he didn't do his usual Saturday night stream. So I have no idea. I mean, I'm just speculating, which I obviously shouldn't do. So I hope he's good for Lost in Space on Monday, though.
Well, that's the important thing is don't worry until you have something to worry about. And
I try not
no
to.
news is good news, and hopefully
That's
he
true,
just
Jill.
needs to
No,
rest.
you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm not. Look, I don't want to. This is not trying to shame anybody in no way whatsoever. But I mean, I would think that maybe, please, I hope people think, Clobby, I mean, with this stroke, and then he fell and hit his head. I'm like, man. Again, it reminds what Marcus Aurelius said. It is a shame for a man to grow old and not see the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. And I've been doing this for the last coming up on 2 years now, because I'm over 50 now, and I don't want to. I don't want to be one of these guys. It's just slip and take it.
He doesn't want. He wouldn't want you to be either. He wants you.
The thing is, though, it's not. Pop didn't decide to not look after himself. He got.
I'm not saying he didn't.
No, but he got horrific cancer, and he's battling it. So it doesn't matter how much he works out; he's still got the cancer.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I love y'all. I am RM's is the
sweet dreams, Tony.
Yes.
I hope you sleep.
Love you too, Tony. Yeah.
God bless.
Good night,
Have a
Tony.
good sleep, Tony. You
Tony.
deserve it, buddy.
Yeah. I'm
Just so you know, Tony. By the way, just so you know, Tony, I have 2 jobs 2 possible jobs on tap. So, thanks, brother. Thanks for helping get me through the storm.
Yeah, good, very
Tony.
good. I've been praying for you to get work. I mean,
Thanks,
Suzanne is up and walking around. Thank Christ. Been praying for her for a hot minute, and so I'm hoping that I got the Lord's ear to help you get your job.
Definitely.
So,
Thanks,
all right, I'm out of here. Good night.
All right.
I love y'all.
Good night.
Have a good night, man. Get some sleep, brother.
See you guys at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard tomorrow if you guys are into that Fallout thing. If not, then expect some videos coming out.
Yeah.
So.
Wicked.
Yep. Living the dream. Toodles.
All right, Tony. Have a good night, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
And
It
looks like it's raining right now on the game that he wants to talk about tomorrow. Hopefully, he enjoys learning about it.
I'm not laughing at that.
Hopefully it rains here tomorrow. Well, on that note, I'm gonna say goodnight to you all. I've got a travel stream on Thursday coming up. This Thursday, we're gonna do Dominican Republic.
Nice.
Oh wow! Nice.
Yeah, I
Is
think
there a
that should be
co-host for that one there, Spidey?
He hasn't gotten back to me yet, so I don't want to announce anything until.
So it's a mystery co-host.
Yeah, I'm wait.
I might pop in
until he gets back.
I might.
Okay.
I might pop in.
Right.
We'll see.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank
Thanks.
you, thank you so much,
Spider-Man.
Spidey, for putting together this
Thank
stream.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
this
you
is
for
fun, man.
inviting me on the panel, Spidey. I do appreciate it.
Yeah,
Just want
and
to let
thanks.
you know and have a good sleep there, buddy.
And thanks, Rod, for taking over.
No, no worries, brother.
All right. Good night.
What I'm here for.
Good night,
All
brother.
right.
See you, man.
Spidey.
All right.
Sweet dreams.
And the show must go on.
And then there were
And now
five.
there's 5 of us.
Well, at least until Rod wants to go to bed.
Yeah, right.
I'm
So
still good for a
you-
little while
are you-
yet, man.
But
Are
it was
you
a pleasure
saying
to.
you're saying when Rod crashes, we're all screwed there, Jill? Is that what you were saying?
That's well. Hopefully, he doesn't crash unintended. So, Rod Thunderheart, I know you like to
Yeah.
fall asleep on streams, but you've got to end the stream before you go
Nope.
to sleep.
No.
That's your responsibility.
No.
That would be fun. That would be so fun.
Well,
That just reminds me of my co-host Prismatics when he was gonna do a stream on his channel. Luckily, we were using our StreamYard that we have together. Luckily, but we were gonna do a podcast, talk about some stuff on his YouTube channel, and he talks, and then suddenly he just falls asleep while me and another guy talks, and we are just like, "Chris, you awake?" And you just hear snoring. He's completely dead.
Okay, after hearing that, I've got to relate the story about LDG that dozed off during a live stream, and I was on there, and Gorilla's Random Thoughts thought it would be hilarious to post some Indian music where it's like la 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 la, whatever, right? And he posted it, and he put it on poor LDG's channel, and LDG had passed out in his chair, I guess, from like he was just tired, and he passed out from fatigue. Apparently, what I've heard recently is that went on for like 8 hours. And LDG
so fun.
I don't know if LDG has ever forgiven Gorilla for that, but I just thought it was one of the funniest things I ever heard. So I just wanted to let you guys know it was so good.
No, stuff like that. It's always the small things that makes it extra fun.
It's the fun things like that that make the community good, right?
Harmless
Well, you heard,
exactly.
well, you heard about the one time, like one of Cardinal Sin's last few live streams. God bless him. And that is me and Tony and Cardinal Sin and a couple of other guys were on. Right? And then I was like, I fucking passed out. But like, here's the thing. Tony fucking pretended to be me. He imitated my voice. And,
I remember
Cardinal.
I remember I was on it, but I don't remember being there in the chat.
Nope.
Oh my
Nope.
god!
Hilarious.
And Cardinal Sin was drunk enough to sit there, and he actually thought that Tony was me.
Oh god, that's
That
actually
is
hilarious.
bizarre.
That is hilarious.
Wow.
Nope. I'll have to look it up.
You don't have a date for that one. I almost
I'll have to try and find it. Yeah, but like,
I almost want to replay that one just to listen to it because that's crazy.
It's just and like Sin believed it was me. That's just even I was just kind of like, oh my god, how do you not? Oh,
that's funny. That's funny.
Fabulous. That's really good.
That's just good for him. I'm just like, oh my god, how do you?
I have never fallen asleep
amazing.
on stream. I've never slept on stream either, so I don't know how that is.
Yeah.
I've probably been close, but usually I just tap out and call it a night before I goes off. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The smart guys do, yeah.
I'm sorry to inform you, PvP, but you have fallen asleep on stream before. But you just don't remember it.
Yes, Jill, I'm
I'm not denying.
And those streams, though, when we watched Star Trek on weekends, where I've dozed off, Jill, or publicly?
No, no, it wasn't that. But yes, you've done that too.
Oh well, fuck.
But you've also done it at night, also.
I guess I'm, I'm a flawed human being. What can I say, Jill?
No, I have
fallen. It wasn't your live stream.
We've all been there, brother.
Yeah.
I need to start doing live streams, and then if I'm going to pass out, at least it's my live stream when I can pass out. Right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I've fallen asleep while I've been playing games, though. That I have, like when I played with people, and then I'm the reason they die because I fall asleep. That I've done a couple of times.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, what were the times I dozed off? Do you have a list that you can forward to me? To my email? I'm actually giving Joe a challenge
It was
here.
actually probably one of these Canadian Spider-Man streams, but I'd have to go back and see.
As a math person, I'm sure you could probably find it though, right?
It'd be funny
Suzanne
to Twitter.
backs me up.
Jill. I'm teasing you, Jill.
Suzanne backs me up. She says Jill is right. PvP, you snore.
Oh, well, I do snore. I'm not going to deny that.
It'd be
Me,
funny
it's
to
up and down.
post a bunch of streams of everyone who's
asleep
on montage of people falling asleep.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Any woman that wants to be with me better like snoring. I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Prismatic Sea can snore like a goddamn dragon. It's really
I
deep.
wouldn't care if a woman snored. Like we could. Well, maybe we could get separate bed. We don't have to be like the Dick Van Dyke Show and get separate beds after a while. But I'm being old school.
You'd get used to it.
Yeah, I think if you love somebody enough, you won't care if they snore. Because
yeah, no, I never care if anyone snores. I'm used to it. I used to live with my dad, so I'm used to it when I was younger. I heard my dad snore all the time. It's
Suzanne says it's a cute snore. So now
it's cute. No, when I lived with my dad, he snored so bad that I thought there was a car outside of our home. So I actually looked out the window to see if there was someone outside. I'm like, there's nobody outside. So I'm walking into where he sleeps. I'm like, okay, it's him. It's my dad. Okay.
Wow.
So I the next day I told him, yeah, Dad, you know that you're snoring, right? I thought you were a car, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. But he's woken up by himself.
The thing is, though, it's I don't even mind my own snoring because if I fall asleep and I pass out and I'm dreaming, well, all kinds of weird crap, and I'm not even aware that I'm asleep because I'm just like snoring away. The only time I notice it is when, like, every Tuesday we have the garbage truck to collect the garbage here, right, at my local apartment. Every Tuesday morning, the garbage trucks are out there. They're going beep 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 beep, backing up, and then they're like crash bang, unloading all the bins, that they do. Thankfully, I mean, good for them, but it's like that's when I wake up, and it's like other than that though, if I fall asleep, I know I snore, but I don't even notice my snoring.
Well, I snore too. I snore pretty loud, apparently, according to my husband. But he says without me, without my snoring.
Can we get a recording of that, Joe?
He says without my snoring, he can't sleep.
Oh, that's cute. That's so cute.
Oh, that is just lovely.
Is that not cute? I mean,
that is
cute. I can't sleep without you snoring. Like, that's really romantic, Jill. Gosh. Okay, I'm getting silly.
No,
Jill,
yeah,
I'm
but
embarrassing Jill now.
Lemon Pie says, "Oh my God, I had a girlfriend who snored loud. I couldn't do it."
Oh,
well, you could have got a separate bedroom.
No, I can't do that.
You can't. You can't.
Hey,
It's
if he was
over.
that
You
good a
can,
girl,
but
No,
it's
I'm not
sad
gonna.
though.
Yeah,
It's kind of sad, you know. I need my own bedroom, you know. I'm snoring too much, you know. Got
well, I
time.
was gonna say you could put a pillow over her face, but that might not
Yeah,
end well.
that's not gonna work well, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna end in homicide, right? So
PvP. Yeah, don't do that.
I don't recommend it.
I was being
I don't-
silly. I was making a joke. I was
Yeah,
making.
yeah.
That was Scotty R 37 level joke. Watch out.
Oh well, that means you approve, right?
Yeah, well, I'm laughing right now.
How's Scotty doing, by the way? He didn't get eaten by polar bears. Is he going to be back next week sometime?
No, the polar bears in Cochrane, Canada did not eat Scotty R 37. He'll be back tomorrow.
Was he in a northern town then or at the zoo?
Yes, he was in southern Ontario. That's where he lives. And for his family reunion, he was in northern Ontario. And now he'll go back
okay.
down. Yeah, he's going to go back
I was
home.
wondering. I kind of guessed that might be the case. Yeah. He's back tomorrow then. Well, he's back like really soon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hey, Rod Thunderheart, you had something to show us.
I did? What was that?
You
I don't
said,
know.
and I have something to show you. So, love to chat more. Plus, have something I'd share here.
Oh, it was sort of a private thing that they before the
it was private. I'm sorry. I thought it was something
That's sort of why I put it in the private chat because sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Forget about it.
Whoopsie, whoopsies.
Well, really, well, also more. Well, that and I was sort of hoping, like, I hope William will hang around for the post chat, but if he's still inclined.
I just saw that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. I'm hanging.
And then also, like, you know, I mean, like what we talked in previous post chats.
Well, okay, so forget about that. But what do you want to share with the world right now? What's going on with you?
Well, first of all, I have two jobs that may
Oh, right.
happen, and that is that these and the best part is that either one of them, both of these jobs are like 15 or 20 minutes away. You know, which is like way closer, like when I was working for Action or any other place in Nisku. So, in other words, what I'm also saying is like the amount of time that I would spend commuting would be cut in half. And actually, one of these jobs, well, actually, okay, technically both of these, but one of these jobs, and like it's basically just like with a rail car company that, and basically what all I basically would do is like show up there every day, and like I would basically unload a rail car, and then I would probably just take a lawnmower and like trim the area around in the yard, and that's pretty much it. And like basically keep the rails because it's a rail yard, keep the rails clean, and that's pretty much it. You know, and like, and they would
is
pay
that
me
something you're interested in doing? You enjoy that? Do you enjoy?
No, actually, but I mean, it's only. But you know what? It's only 20 minutes, 15. It would only be 15 minutes away. And the other thing is that from what I've, from what I am told, I'm like, well, also in terms of like the guy that I would be working with, you know, I mean, like, you know, like really good friend, because I have stopped in twice just to say hi to him, and he said, "Holy!" And like first of all, he was like, "Wow, you just popped in to say hi," and I was like, "Well, why not? I mean, you seem to be a pretty good dude." And like and from what I can tell, I'm pretty. My brain tells me that I know him somewhere in the earlier parts of my life, even like back from high school. You know, I don't know when, but sooner or later my brain will put it in. And because he's like four years younger than me, but yeah. But regardless, and the other thing too is that I don't think I'm going to need to be able to have a regular 9 to 5 job too much longer in my life. I can just, I don't sense it. I know, I can feel it, and
Do you guys
I
have
can't tell you. Sorry.
You guys have
Say
some
that
kind
again?
of Rod? Do you guys have some kind of a retirement in Canada? Like America has, when you turn 62, I think it's 62, you can
Yeah,
officially retire. And
yes, I've
right,
actually I've already dug into those actually for the
okay,
last month and a half,
okay.
and and yeah, and how fast did I go blow through that? Eh, look at that, eh, month and a half, and I'm like, like, look at that, you know. Well, see, also because like the biggest reason also is because like, see what happened was like with I was working for Action, I got a call to work for Pinch Transport, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. It's like I'm like Pinch Transport. First of all, number one, they go from right here in Nisku all the way down to Houston and then back. Like 4 days from here to Houston in 4 days, and then 4 days back. So it was basically Monday to Thursday, and then Thursday to Sunday. So on the way, uh,
Oh,
and
that's a
basically,
lot of driving.
oh yeah, but like it would also be team. It would be team driving too, of course. Me and some other guy. But the point is I'm like, and you would be paid. The other neat thing too was like they paid by the hour, and the other neat thing was that they paid American, $30 American. So like for us here up in Canada, that would be like $36 an hour. So like anyway, getting back to it. Um, the bottom line is that I went to Pinch to a job that never materialized. I got interviewed, and then that was it. Nothing happened after that. And then I tried to go back to Action, but then they were like, unfortunately, what happened was somebody else. He had a head-on collision with his truck, and it totaled the truck that he was driving. And so as a result, he actually wound up driving my truck, the truck that I was driving when I kind of left. I kind of sort of half gave my notice that like that I was going that I would probably be leaving. But then like when I came back, also I come back to like also like this completely screwed situation where somebody else was driving my truck, and I'm like, and I came back and they're like, oh, I thought you left. And then I was just like, shit, and so I mean, like it's a position I got myself into. I'm just going to accept the responsibility for it. But I mean, like, I'm I'm still kind of depressed that they bought into it. Well, not didn't buy into it. They're just But I mean, like, I I look at it from their perspective though too. Like they have to keep things running. So like, okay, fine. It just bothers me though, because like they gave my truck, and well, technically job to a less experienced guy who basically total truck in a complete head-on collision too. And anyway, so I was basically, and then that's the other thing too is like I tried to go on unemployment, but like unemployment told me like, well, you technically left your job, so and I'm just I questioned it, but like I don't expect to hear anything good on the rebound, So like on the second time I asked, so like which is also why I turned out like, okay, fine. I dug into my savings. I didn't want to, but and that's what happened, And So anyway, I'm sucking it up. And like, I got about another week and a half, 2 weeks left on my savings to keep me afloat.
And I don't want to interrupt you, Rod, but
No,
I think
I'm done.
Tina's checking out. Just want to say goodnight if she is.
Yeah, no. Hey, Tina, not a great. Hey, she came. Wow, I didn't even notice she had.
Yeah,
I
she
feel stupid
listened
for
in.
him. No, that's awesome. Good to see her. Yeah. Hey, right on.
So yeah, the thing is, Rod, is
good night, Tina.
No, lemon pie just nailed it right here.
If they give your job to a less experienced person, it's usually so they can pay them a lot less.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's the economic reality of it. But the other economic reality is age. And the thing is, when we're in our 50s, if you don't have a career that is firmly rooted in your own past and solid with the company that you're working for, then you're either in business for yourself. So that's my case, and so
Well said. Yeah.
I have to make sure my customers are happy. I have all of 2 customers, and I earn enough money from what I do for them, and I'm fortunate to say that they depend on me so greatly that it seems like it's never going to end. And it's not much, but it's enough for me to make to survive. And but if it weren't for that, then I'd
That's
have to go figure out something else to do and either go find other customers and do work for them, or just take whatever I can get. That's the problem, is that employers, they don't want to hire old. In our 50s we're considered old. We have to really face that. We don't think of ourselves as old. I'm sure you think of yourself. I see myself mentally in my 30s. I don't
You're
think
right.
of myself in my 50s. But when you walk into for a job interview, if you don't know them, if they don't know you, then they're looking at you like, what is this? What kind of baggage does this person come with? What kind of issues am
Yeah.
I going to deal with? What kind of attitude am I going to deal with? Whereas as a young person who's younger than the employer, they'll boss that person around left, right, and center. If you don't like it, there's a fucking door, and don't let it hit you on the way out. And they'll go look,
Yeah, I
So
have a huge amount to add to that point.
yeah, go ahead. I'm done. So
No, I
anyway,
don't want to.
Rod,
I don't
yeah,
want to cut you off. I don't want to
No,
cut you
no.
off.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, Rod, just take, what if you find something, when you find and somebody who wants to employ you and they see something in you as a person, that's a huge benefit. And everything is a starting point. You can start from there, and
Yeah,
at least you have something to go on. And if you decide
that's
that
right.
it's not for you, you can at least spend your side time looking for something else. But it's better than sitting around watching the sunsets going, oh, I'm screwed.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, like, this company is American, and like they pay in American too. So like I said,
Nice, very
like
nice.
they
And
pay.
dollars, US dollars are very strong right now.
And yes, and not only that, but like they pay once a week. Whereas like I was working for Action, and they pay on the 15th and the 38th and the end of the month, and I fucking hate that. I fucking hate that with a passion. It's because like it's not just a 2 week. It's a 2 weeks, and like as much as like 2 or 3 days. So like so like anybody who's I mean, like, even if you're decent at budgeting, it's still like 2 or 3 fucking extra or 4 days is nuts for some like and like I know I'm in like Lisa. I'm like the hottie. I mean I still kind of think she's hot, but like and like but we're kind of sort of like, I won't say we're at odds. We're just simply kind of like seeing how things work out. I mean, like anybody who's seen the pictures that I posted with me and her, like from the Christmas party from January to like like ransom to. But the point is that she was like, no, that doesn't, and like we had a bit of an argument where where I said, I was like, I wish I had a company. I wish I had a company that paid me like every 2 weeks or better, you know. And then she said that doesn't matter, Like as I said, we had a bit of a fight over that, And I was just kind of like, kept it in me because I'm just one of those guys that I'm not going to sit there and like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna fight, you know. And I don't know, maybe she was trying to drive it out of me. I don't care. But the point is that I I fucking hate companies that pay in the middle of the month and then at the end of the month. Because like that can add up to like way more than like 2 weeks.
You must hate my company then.
Yes, because not only did I work for not only at Action, but like also like I worked for Niski Dispatch, and the same thing, the middle of the month, the 15th, and then the end of the month. And like,
well, I have to disagree with you, Rod.
There, see, yeah, see, but
I am a disagreeable bastard, am I not?
I just wanted to back up and say, like, I worked for Home Hardware, and Home Hardware paid every
that must have
second.
been interesting. Wow.
I loved Home Hardware. Every second week, every second Thursday, they paid.
They got
Like
a good store here. They got a great store, I gotta say.
I can't tell you how good that was. I mean, like every second Thursday, and like
That's what
I
I
was
get
able,
every second Thursday. That's when I get paid. Yeah.
yeah, and like I was just in love with that. I was just like, man, but then also like they had to,
Works
they
for me.
they
Yeah.
they took me on from well, technically through a temp agency because like they were really packed up and they're they're like, okay, we need a temp agency and bring somebody on, and they brought me on, and like I almost um I was pretty well, I hoped that I hoped that they brought me on, that they were going to bring me on full time, but well, they didn't, because the last 3 weeks I was only working 2 days a week. So I'm not stupid. I understand how companies work.
It's hard to pay the rent when you get in 2 days, though. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
No, yeah, exactly.
I've been there. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and then I'm just kind of fuck. So then I wound up, I tried to go back to Niski Dispatch, almost happened, but also like I walked in the doors at Action, and then like they hired me literally like that day, and then I went to work the next day.
It looks like we lost Jason. I don't know if he'll be back or if he had to go.
Oh.
But continue your story about your
Yeah.
employment.
Yeah, but anyway.
While I'm interrupting, anyway, Lemon Pie says that they make money independently of anyone else as much as possible. And also Eugene Bird says, when I need a job quick, I work with a recruiter or headhunter.
Yeah.
Interesting idea.
Ultimately, what I want to do is I want to work at home right here, not have to even bother jumping in my car, because I'll tell you something else. I mean, there's just, we all know this. Anybody who's had to jump in their car and go to their job, we all know there's just something about having to jump in your car and like, and you're driving along in the rat race. You can't stand it. At least I can't.
If you're finished with your story, I got a great story about that, Rod.
Okay, I'll just quickly. I'm just about done. I'll sum up. Yeah, I'll sum up. It was already in my head. Then I was just kind of like, what? I'm fucking sick of the 9 to 5 rat race.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just kind of like, what? I'm gonna goddamn do whatever. My next quote opportunity, and well, this is my opportunity. I am going to try and explore every goddamn opportunity I can to make sure that I can stay at home, and like, and so anyway, that's basically what I've been doing the last month or so. Is I'm like, I mean, I've been applying, but I mean, like, also I'm just kind of like, what? Fuck this. I want to try and stay at home, and like, my commute is going to be from my bed to my computer, 10 feet away here. I'm done.
Okay.
That's a dream job to work from home, which is something PvP's got, right? You work from home, don't you?
Nice.
It's actually, Joe, like, it's amazing. That's a segue 10 feet from my bed to my computer. Well, it's even less. It's about 6 or 7 feet because I have my bed right next to my work computer and my personal computer. I got you guys on the one desk, and I got my work computer on the opposite desk, and never the two shall meet because my boss said you never use your work computer for playing games or having fun. It's like, yes, boss, I understand. I use my personal computer for my personal friends. You do not have to worry, so it's all good. But yeah, it's just like God. I do hope you get a home job, Rod. There, because I used to. Well, let's put it this way: I got my first job working for my company in February of 2020, and you know you know what happened with the COVID shit, right?
Yeah.
So about a month and a half later, I just started my job, and my boss had to close the office because the government they just put mandatory notices. It's like small business, you gotta close your office. No, no, it's like la 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 la, no alternative. And it's like my boss is like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I gotta fire y'all, lay you all guys off. I was unemployed for 10 weeks, 2.5 months at home. Thank God we had the government, the feds that came in and gave us, relief funds to pay our rent and keep us going for those months. And, that's why I'm not a big critic of our present prime minister because I think
Yeah.
he handled it very well, even though it was a very challenging situation. I thought he did the best he could, so I can't condemn him for that. But anyway, it's like, oh my God, it was really
Yeah.
tough. And man, it's like, working from home, though, actually, I went back to work in the office and it was actually awful. I hated working in the office because the air system there was very bad for my lungs, and I was very sick. And finally, when my boss decided to close the office down about a year ago from now, like
Mhm.
last summer, I was so relieved because I got to work at home. And
Yeah.
I used to have to get up at like 7, drive to the office, and get there by 9. I almost died one time going through an intersection because some asshole in a big pickup truck. I had the green light, and this guy drives right in front of me within 2 or 3 feet. I had to slam my brakes on, or I would have T-boned this guy big time, right? But I'm like, Jesus, I could have died. And it was like a wake up call, and I was so glad. Like a
Dude,
couple
you're right.
couple of months later, my boss said, "We're done. You guys are working from home now." I was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you."
Yeah.
Anyway,
See.
sorry, Rod.
Yeah. No. And then, like that's the other thing. I mean, like, man, I'm one of those people. It's just like, I mean, because like, fuck, man, Alberta is the Texas of Canada. You know.
It
You know.
it
Just
is.
just be like, yeah, Alberta.
It's
You
like
know.
we're the California out here in BC, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like BC is California, and like Alberta is Texas. Like yeah, Alberta. And like guys with their fucking trucks. Just like I'm just kind of like I just I just want to smack my head on the steering wheel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a farm boy. I'm used to I trust me. Like even though I have like a 2008 Chevy Impala, I inherited it from my dad. My dad's sort of brother, well, basically his best friend. And like free too, by the way, free. But I no, I mean the shall I say the redneck in me? But I mean, like like I'd rather have a truck because I know it sounds stupid, but I mean, like as a guy, I just one of these guys is like, I'd love to have like just a box, like a truck, like, and like I'd love to be able to just like throw a couch in the back of my truck if somebody needs it, and then take it to their place. But like, yeah, no, but regardless, I miss having a truck, and like, while I like having my car, and I do like the fact that all I'm paying is PL and PD, basic liability and damage, and like being a class 1 driver, I've pretty much honed myself to be a really, really, really good driver. Still, I just miss being able to have having a truck, like a boxed truck.
I gotta ask Rod, like, since you're not employed currently, are you still paying insurance for like driving to a workplace or not? Because I just renewed my driver's insurance like a month ago because it was going to expire. Actually, it would have expired today. Come to think of it, well, July 28th, it was going to expire. So I went there well, I think it was like 2 or 3 weekends ago, and I got it all renewed. So I'm good for another year. But the thing is, I'd previously had, work-related driving to and from work, for like hours every week on the
See,
insurance.
there's your problem. There's your thing.
And I told them, I said, like, well, fuck, that don't matter anymore because my boss moved us home to work at home a year ago, so I never have to go to work
Well,
or an
see, there's
office
your
anymore.
thing. There's your thing.
And
There's
they
your thing right
cut
there.
it back, right? They cut it back.
Yeah. See, there's your thing
And
too.
we have a thing too, Rod, here in
Okay.
BC, where if you don't drive over a certain number of miles, they give you another discount. And
Yeah, I
I
know.
remember
AMA does that here in Alberta.
yeah, a year ago, the guy took on his cell phone, took a photo of my mileage, and the guy a month ago, he went out and he made a note of my mileage too. And since I was under 10,000 miles a year, I got another discount on top of that. So
Awesome.
it
Good for you.
actually cut quite a bit down from what I got the notice of the mail, right? And I think by the time they put the discounts on, I was probably like $150 under what I would have paid. So yeah, it was
Nice.
pretty.
No, see, I'm one of those guys. I'm just kind of like, because my insurance company is like, so do you use your vehicle to drive in to work? And I'm just like, no, and like anybody else is like, hey, what do you? And I was just like, shh, no, well, no, actually, I'm actually quite surprised that my insurance company hasn't looked into it, but they're like, no, okay, fine, you're fine, don't worry about it. I'm like, honestly, I'm like, no, I'm okay, I'm freely admitted I'm learning, but like, no, honestly, I mean, like, and like I pay about 1,200 a year, 1,300 a year, which is like a
Wow,
yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, you're right. It is, but
I
okay.
think I'm currently paying like under 500 a year here in
Oh,
BC.
holy crap! Okay, wow. I'll have to think about
Well,
it.
with all the
Well,
discounts
on the other hand, too,
I
like
got, like that knocked.
both.
I was gonna pay like over like close to 700, but by the time I got those couple of discounts, 3 weeks ago, they knocked it down like by like $100. So yeah.
Well, mind you, just like BC and Saskatchewan, Alberta is different. But Alberta is they're in ties with the government. God damn it. Well,
You
not
guys
the
got, yeah.
not the federal
Yeah.
government, the provincial government. BC and Saskatchewan, you guys, your insurance
We
is
got the ICBC out here still, right, Rod? So
yes, yeah. See, because we used to, but we don't. That ended in mid '80s. So no, our government is no longer subsidized by the government. or by the provincial government. So, which is where you guys are fucking lucky.
It seems
Which
to
also
works for me. Works for me.
well, no, I know, good for you.
People love to demonize British Columbia for all kinds of sins, but I gotta say, as a 66-year-old taxpayer and voter all my life, I'm pretty fucking happy actually. I don't see
Well,
too much
yeah, I
doom and
mean, just as
gloom
long as you're
here.
not paying rent
And
and you're, yeah.
oh, I'm paying rent, but I got grandfather because I moved in here 10 years ago. If
Oh, that's different.
some young asshole moved in here tomorrow, they'd be paying like about 150% more than I pay, right? So yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, but on the other side of the coin, in spite of that, I'm living in Mom's farmhouse, and I'm not paying any rent. So,
well,
that's
good.
Great news. Oh, yeah. So okay.
Yeah,
no,
pay rent. That's a good thing.
I know that's the one thing. I mean, like the one problem is that see, I moved back home to help mom out. Because like she was not doing so hot and everything, and like this was mid COVID and everything, and then all of a sudden, like just as COVID was beginning to lift or starting to begin to lift in the 2021, my second oldest sister invoked the power of attorney, and then she and then she took and put my mom in a home. I mean, well, she took two unfamiliar doctors, not mom's doctor, a couple of unfamiliar doctors, and these doctors, like they basically, gave mom like a machine gun type of like questioning, like how old are you? Where are you going? What are you doing? This, kind of thing. And like mom was like, what? Huh? What? Huh? And all of a sudden, like next thing, all of a sudden, like the doctor's kind of like, nope, she's incompetent. Put her in a home. I'm like, that's the dirty thing about healthcare today, and like, hey man, and like you guys down in the States, Jill, it's just as dirty up here in terms of like senior citizens homes, and like, slap a citizen and
right,
thing, and like,
right. A nursing home is only as good as the CNAs who work in it.
That's right, and then also like, yeah.
I just have to chime in. There's lots of horror stories during COVID. I mean, it was a national, actually, disgrace
No,
about
absolutely.
what happened in Canada during nursing homes during COVID. Like hundreds of seniors died horribly, and it's one of the, well, there's many things. Every country has
Biggest
their dark
disgrace,
moments, right? But
yeah.
the recent one for Canada was the nursing home situation and disgrace during COVID in Canada. So, yeah, I fully acknowledge that, even though I didn't actually experience it directly because my mom had passed away previously. So, the thing when my mom broke her hip 10 years ago, my mother was a trooper, right? She had so many health issues for her entire 89 years of life. And she
Good for she
sailed
lived
through the
that long.
surgery. She sailed through the surgery. I saw her one day after that, and she was my mom. I got her some tea. I talked to her for a while. But I went there a couple other times the same week, and she was totally out of it. Like she had what they call post surgery delirium. And I tried, I say, hey, mom. And I talked to her, and she had no idea. She didn't know I was even in the room. I'd hold her hand, and they actually put her arms in boards so she couldn't injure herself. She was so bad. So,
yeah.
yeah. So, anyway, she passed away about 10 days later, which I now I realize was a mercy, even though it was the hardest fucking week of my life. But I don't want to go into that. But
I'm fully
anyway,
with you, brother. I
I
completely
didn't mean to
understand.
sidetrack. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, yeah. No, but jumping on to, or jumping back on track. So as a result, when Mom left, I won't deny though too. Look, I love Mom, I really do. But I mean, like, there were times I was not getting more than 4 hours sleep. Usually 2 or 3 hours. And then I would say, Rodney, and all of a sudden, like, I'd have to like run upstairs and like help Mom go from the bed to the bathroom, and then like give her a few minutes, and all of a sudden, like, I'd carry her again, not carry her, but I'm gonna get her up and get her back to bed, and I was like another 3 or 4 hours later, Rodney, like, and so.
Oh, that sounds like taking care of that's like taking care of a baby, but it's your parent.
That's pretty, yeah, pretty much, and then
Yeah, that's what it's like, Joe. It gets like you gotta take. My mother worked in a nursing home when she was in her 20s. She saw horrible things. They treated elderly people terribly, but this was back in like the late 50s, so I'm
wow,
sure it had improved. But my mother, she said, never put me in a nursing home. She would beg me over the decades, never, please, son, never put me in a nursing home. And I thank God I never had to, because she passed away from her injuries a week later. But
wow.
it's really difficult, isn't it? It's hard, Jill. Oh God, I don't want to bring it down, but it's really hard, Jill. It's
Yeah,
really
no,
hard.
you're right.
You got
Yeah, like, yeah,
you
I'm with
love
you.
your parents and you want to look out for them, and oh my God, it's. I'm sorry, it's really tough.
See, this is okay, just as a side note, or rather to bring it up, I'm like, see, this is something that I had a memento mori, which, like, for anybody who knows their Latin, that means remember you will die, and but like I had a memento mori, and year and a half ago, and like I realized, what, fuck this, no, you know what, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die on my terms, and so that's why I fell into anybody who follows me on Instagram, that's why I run, I run, like, there's these two hills, two 1/8 of a mile hills that are about 1 mile away, and which ultimately adds up to like 3,600 meters, and I say that because the power poles up here in Canada are 100 meters apart. I know, because ever since I was in high school, or well, even junior high, because I was a runner, I paced them, and I found out that, like, in, like, the power poles are 100 meters apart, and uh, and then there approximately about, well, the halfway point of my running thing is 1,900 meters, or sorry, 1,800 meters, and which, first of all, it's a distance I'm proud of, which is like a one 1.8 1.8 kilometers, and then you double that, and like that's 3.6 kilometers, and I'm first of all, I'm really proud of that, and B, um, it's, first of all, a pretty respectable distance to run, and I don't actually run the entire thing. What I do is, like, I'll run 100 meters, because, like, I'll just go to run to a power pole, And as soon as I get to the next power pole, I'll walk. I'll walk or / jog, and then I'll get to the next power pole. I'll run. Then I will walk. I will run. Anyway, that's just to explain the pacing of how it works, and it takes me approximately 45 minutes. I'm just going to say call that as an average. To do 3,600 meters. Including the approximately 1,200 meters. 300 meters down, 300 meters up, 300 meters down, 300 meters up. Which is like 1,200 meters overall, running the hills. And but getting back to it, it's a fear. I mean, as I said, because like it's a stoic fear. Well, not fear. Which is, as I said, I've said this before. Which is like, it is a shame for a man to grow old without knowing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. And you know what? Yeah, I mean, I want to grow old on my terms, not on somebody else's. I mean, because there are somebody else's, like my dad and my mom both. They went straight into a old folks home. I'm like, and it's just kind of like,
I think PvP needs to go to bed, and actually, so do I.
Yeah,
It's like
sorry,
past
yeah.
4 a.m.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we should probably all shut it down anyway. Like, and like, yeah, no, we're down to like 3 people anyway. So like, watching. So anyway, yeah, I just
we
wanted.
got more people on
I
the
just,
panel than in the chat. So yeah, it's time for bed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll just wrap it up. It's like, yeah, I'm like, it's no fun. It's like I want to grow old on my terms, not on somebody else's. So like, and
Yes,
so
that makes
that's
sense. And so it's important to make sure they know what your wishes are.
it takes, and like for me, it takes like 45 minutes a day, either running or working out, and that's it. And like that's a small part of your day to plan for. And like I do not want anybody else to tell me what to do or where to go or how. So no, you know. So yeah.
Be
Anyway,
in charge of your own destiny, Rod. You got it going on.
thank you, Jill. Yes. So yeah. Anyway, oh yeah. Yeah. I just want a quick thing to say. I wanted to say in the post chat, if anybody are interested, I hope William Shakespeare is here. But like, oh yeah, he is okay. Well, hopefully
Yeah,
he is. But
I'm still here, Rod. I'm still here, Rod.
okay, yeah. All right. But yeah, no. Anyway, guys, we might as well shut it down at 3:41, and like because we're all like like we're already like whoa. So yeah. Guys, have a good night, and we will talk to you later, or maybe tomorrow, or whatever. We'll see. However, whenever Spider-Man wants to schedule next one, who knows?
Right on Tuesday, I'm going to review For All Mankind at noon, and on Friday it's going to be Insurrection at noon. So that's my week.
Okay.
And that's all
Yeah.
I've got to on my channel. Anti-derivative Jill. And there you go. And I
Yes.
will allow you to end the
Yeah.
stream. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
All right.
I want to say also thanks to everyone in the chat who's stuck with us this far
Thanks.
out.
Yeah, for this long time.
Right.
We slogged
Even
through.
Oh yeah,
even those
definitely.
who left.
Lemon Pie, Suzanne.
Yes, some
Eugene
real
Bird.
troopers. Yeah, sticking with us,
Yes.
listening to us yak all night long. I mean, it's been really great. So I'm
Yes.
really.
Apologies for me not mentioning. Thanks for you guys for pointing that out. Yes.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, we're those of us kind of sitting in the background. Certainly myself, I'm trying to watch what these folks are saying because I really appreciate their input and I like communicating with them, and I really appreciate them hanging out with us. And we're all a community here, so everyone is involved,
Yes.
and it takes all of us to make a show.
Again, yes, and again, I win the lottery, or like I'm not kidding you. I'm going to talk to Doomcock and say, hey, we're all having a get together because of on my dollar. I don't care, so let's do it. Anyway, yeah.
We'll need to rent out a theater. That's part of it. A movie theater.
Yes, definitely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it, Rod. If this happens, we're renting a theater. It's got to be. That's a thing. That's our thing, right?
Yes.
That's a great idea,
Yes.
Jill.
Yeah, you know what? And like if I actually could fly everybody up here to my place, I don't think my theater would have any problem renting out one of their two smaller theaters to me and every one of us, and I don't mind paying on my dime because I want us to, you know.
I think really
Yeah,
honestly any theater is available for rental. I've had the
yeah,
chance
that's true. That's true.
I've had the chance to go to movie screenings. I saw the Han Solo movie, and I saw the Rise of Palpatine. The Rise of Palpatine, right? The Rise of Palpatine. In with it was just it was just me and my workmates, the people that I worked with. In both cases, it was the same customer that was a client of mine at the time, and they rented the whole theater, one theater, not the whole damn building, but one movie
Yeah,
screening,
yeah,
right, for all of us. And we didn't fill up the
yeah.
whole place, but it was just us, and that was really cool. So, and they'll do it, for the right price, they'll do it. So there it is. That's a great idea. I love it.
I even know my local theater owner, so she would
There
definitely.
you
I'm
go.
pretty secure, no problem. Yeah,
You betcha.
yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys all in the post chat, and then I don't have much to say any otherwise, but I have one thing I'd like to impart, but aside from that, I will see you guys in a few. Well, in a
Sounds good.
second. Okay,
Sounds good. And thanks,
thanks,
thanks
guys.
everyone for sticking with
Thanks.
us.
Have a good night, guys. We'll see y'all.